I don't know.
All right. Hello, folks. Welcome to another script reading. I'm your host, Curtis, and today we're going to be reading the script to Kingsman, the Secret Service, or as the script is referred to in this draft, the Huntsman. But it is mainly the Kingsman. And again, Curtis, I'm your host. I will be also playing the role of Valentine and Charlie and some other characters, and um, we got Logan as Harry's, aka Galahad. We got Jeremy as Eggsy. We got Jennifer as Roxy, and our scene description. We have George as Merlin and Professor Swanson. We have Travis as Arthur and Dean, and we have Anne as Gazelle and Michelle, and also some other characters. So, without further ado, Jennifer, why don't you start us off?
I will as soon as I figure out whether there's a duck outside my window or not. I'm so sorry. All right. Exterior Moroccan Palace Day. We fade up on a yellow Walkman and we hear D-lights. Groove is in the heart. And it belongs to a guard practicing his dance moves outside a remote Moorish palace. Another guard is more chilled until on the horizon, a helicopter comes in fast and lo, 4 armed men hanging from it on ropes. They wear gas masks. The men shoot both guards. Pew, pew. Then they blow out the windows and swing inside, expertly releasing from their ropes. Moments later, the palace windows blow out. Fire and smoke billow. Through the comms, we hear over gunshots.
Area secured. Eyes on the target. Target secured.
We move in through a broken window to find interior palace study day. The 4 operatives tying a terrorist to a chair. The first operative performs a swift body check, then removes his gas mask. This is Jack Lincoln, 32, handsome, calm and assured. Another man removes his mask, late 20s, black, good looking. His code name is Merlin. He nods respectfully to Jack. A second follows suit, early 20s, white, well groomed, oozing aristocratic confidence. He'll come to be known as Lancelot. It takes a nudge from Merlin to prompt the third to remove his mask. This is Lee, 22, rugged face, army haircut, and strong London accent. He looks to Jack, apologetic.
Sorry, sir.
Jack draws a gun and addresses his captive in perfect Arabic.
We know there's a second attack planned today. I need the location. It'll take 5 shots to take you beyond repair, so I suggest you answer quickly.
Still, no response. Jack shoots him swiftly in both legs. Pew pew. The terrorist screams and slumps forward.
That's 2. You don't want to find out where I'll put the third.
Jack aims for the terrorist's groin. Leave. The terrorist sits up. He's smiling. Between his teeth, he holds a grenade pin. Without hesitation, Lee dives onto him with a warning cry.
Grenade!
It detonates. Lee and the terrorist are killed instantly. Jack, Lancelot, and Merlin are blown back by the force, but thanks to Lee, they're alive. They pick themselves up.
Shit. I missed it. How did I fucking miss it?
Time was of the essence, sir. Could have happened to any one of us.
If it one of the trainees, it would have been forgivable.
Jack glances regretfully at Lee, then gathers himself.
Where does this leave us, Merlin?
Lee was the stronger candidate, sir, as I believe he just made evident, but Hugo's test performances have been flawless.
Merlin indicates Lancelot. Jack extends his hand to him.
Welcome to the Huntsman.
Interior exterior taxi, Cancel Estate, night, a bleak, run-down estate. A London taxi pulls up. No ordinary cab. The interior looks like a gentleman's club. Hey. Jack sits with a dignified older gent, Arthur, 50s. Arthur gazes out the window with a look of disgust.
Revolting place.
We won't be here long.
I still dispute whether we need to be here at all.
Rules are rules. That's your motto, isn't it, Arthur?
The rules are for gentlemen.
They're for huntsmen.
And that young man wasn't one.
Not yet. But he behaved as much like a huntsman as any of those young elites and the others put forward for the job. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't be here.
Is that what's troubling you? Experiment failed.
With respect, Arthur, you're a snob.
With respect?
Jack opens the car door and climbs out.
The world's changing. There's a reason aristocrats developed weak chins.
And interior council flat day, the front room of a small but neatly kept flat. On the wall is a large framed shopping mall portrait. Lee in army uniform with his wife, Michelle, 20s, and their little son, Eggsy, 4.
We very much regret that your husband's bravery can't be publicly celebrated. I hope you understand.
On the floor, Eggsy plays with Pokemon cards. Yeah, buddy. Desperately trying to ignore the conversation, determined not to cry.
How can I if you won't tell me anything? I didn't even know he was with his squad.
Now we see Jack and Michelle sitting close by. Jack holds out a beautiful medal. She takes it, studies it.
I'm so sorry I can't say more. But I'd like to present you with this. It's a Guinevere cross. Very rare, and those who know what it is are very highly respected. I know it's not much comfort, but see on the back here? It's my number. As a more concrete gesture of gratitude, I'd like to offer, let's call it a favor.
What do you mean?
Nature of it is your choice. Just tell the operator Oxford's not brogues, and they'll know it's you.
Sorry, what? Who the hell are you?
Someone well placed to help. But I'm afraid I can offer only one favor, so you may want to save it for an emergency.
Jack holds out the medal out to her again. She just stares.
I don't need your help. I need my husband back.
She gets up, walks to the door and opens it. Jack stands. He looks at Eggsy, who stares doggedly at his cards. Jack lays the medal on the Pokemon cards. Eggsy picks it up.
What's your name, young man?
Eggsy.
Take care of that, Eggsy. And take good care of your mother, too.
Exterior mountain chalet, day. A magnificent chalet nestled near a snowy forest. Armed guards linger outside under a caption, 17 years later. Interior chalet, day. Lavish decor at odds with its occupants. A hooded man tied to an Art Deco chair surrounded by 5 goons. The biggest goon carefully removes the hood, revealing the prisoner. This is Professor Alan Swanson, 40s. Come on, Mark Hamill. There's gaffer tape over his mouth. The goon starts to gently peel it off.
So sorry, Professor Swanson. Just a tiny bit more. I'm trying not to,
The tape is half off now. The goon tugs gingerly at it.
For God's sakes, just rip it off.
I'm under very strict instructions not to hurt you, but,
The goon complies, wincing. Swanson does not flinch.
Look, you've made a mistake. I'm a university lecturer. I've got no money.
God, no, this isn't about money. You're in no danger. Our boss just wants to talk to you. He's a fan.
Am I meant to find that reassuring?
Let me get you a drink. You're a whiskey man, right? Hey, Red, can you get a selection of our finest single malts, please?
Another goon, Red, hustles out suddenly. Swanson's expression shifts. First relief, then anger.
What, is this one of those prank TV shows?
Look, have your drink. Our boss will be here soon. He'll explain everything. Honesty, our whiskey selection, you will shit. We got a 1943 Dalmore that's just...
A knock at the door. The confused goon goes to answer it. It's Lancelot. Late 30s now and wearing an excellent suit. He's even more dashing and assured than in his youth.
I suppose asking to borrow a bowl of sugar is a step too far.
Before anyone has a chance to respond, Lancelot draws his weapon and shoots every goon in the room. Stone dead.
Professor Swanson, I'm going to take you home.
This isn't a TV show, is it?
Nah, bitch. Kutcher is not coming in here right now. Behind him, Red re-enters carrying a tray of various rare malt whiskeys. Seeing the carnage, he reaches for his gun, but Lancelot spins around, shoots Red dead, and lunges just in time to catch the tray in his free hand, and Red crumples.
1943 Dalmore. Give me a sin to spill any, don't you think?
Suddenly, there's another knock at the door. Lancelot, still holding the whiskey in one hand, readies his weapon. Suddenly, from another room, a male figure cartwheels in with unbelievable speed and agility. He wears a pair of Paralympic quality running blades. This is Gazelle, 30s. It's a dude in the script? Fuck that noise? Ew, I'm so glad they changed it to a girl. Before he can react, Gazelle amputates Lancelot's gun hand with a graceful arc of one apparently razor-sharp blade. Lancelot drops the whiskey in shock. Gazelle catches it and continues to hold it steadily throughout the brief but intense fight that ensues. Lancelot gives it his best, but he's no match for Gazelle and his fearsome samurai running blades. The whiskey survives. Lancelot, alas, does not. Swanson reacts in stunned shock. Gazelle casually strides away to answer the front door. It's his boss, Valentine. He's a Mark Zuckerberg type, 20s. Valentine takes the whiskey, opens it, and sniffs it happily.
My kind of welcome.
Perfect. Then, taking in the carnage and Swanson's haunted face, he moves to a nearby counter where he pours 2 glasses.
Looks like Professor Swanson could use a drop too.
Gazelle slices the terrified Swanson's ropes, freeing him. Valentine heads over with the whiskey. He hands a glass to Swanson, apologetic, and then downs his own in one. That's my kind of dude.
I never get used to bloodshed. It makes me very nervous. Looks like I have a lot we have that in common. Truly, I mean you no harm. I've read all your papers, watched all your interviews. Like, I adore you. I want to help you. And I'm so sorry that you have to witness all of this violence due to our unwanted guests. I promise you, by the time I found out who he works for, you and I will be best of friends.
Interior Eggsy's room night. The photograph we saw before of Lee and his family stands propped up against the wall. We can hear gunfire. Pew, pew, pew. Eggsy, now 21 and looking like somebody who'd mug you for your phone, or my future ex-husband, apparently, lounges on his bed playing Call of Duty from off screen over the gunfire. We hear.
Eggsy, I said come here.
With a sigh, Eggsy pauses the game. Interior Eggsy's mom's flat night. Eggsy enters. The room is now dirty, dilapidated. Michelle looks worn down, slovenly. She's slumped on the couch, smoking, flanked by 2 shady men. Ma'am. Dean, 42, and Kenzie, 27. Wow, girl, come on.
Just age is
both
a
of them.
number.
A toddler is in a sagging diaper, wanders around aimlessly.
Oi, you got any Rizzlers, love?
No. No.
Maybe
No,
the
no.
dean. Go and get us some then.
Get him yourself.
Ugh. Ugh. Oi, I hate Italians. What say about talking to Dean like that?
Three's a crowd, isn't it?
Well, I'm glad my accent's not going to be as bad. Eggsy looks at Dean with distaste and then nods at Kenzie.
Three's a crowd, isn't it? Why don't you Dean's poodle go?
Dean stands up. He's big and intimidating. He produces a 10-pound note from his pocket and forces it into Eggsy's hand.
Here's my next 10-pound note. Get your mom the Rosellas and some beers, and I'll tell you what, while you're gone, we'll show her 3 can be good company.
Eggsy struggles to control his impulse to deck Travis.
Give him 20, Dean. Then he can buy himself a drink and all. Oi, no. No, don't. No.
She whispers something in Dean's ear. He smiles, pulls out another tenner, and then reluctantly, Eggsy takes it.
Hey, cheers, love. And do me a favor. Can you take your sister? She's doing my head in.
Seething, Eggsy scoops up the toddler and storms out. Exterior council block hallway night. Eggsy stands in a windy, graffitied hallway, stabbing at an elevator button. In his arms, his sister begins to grizzle. Eggsy takes off his hoodie and wraps it around her.
That's better, isn't it?
He pushes the button again, still nothing. Eggsy kicks the elevator door and then heads for the urine-puddled stairwell. Oh, welcome to New York, bitch. Exterior council block hallway, night in identical cold, dirty walkway. Eggsy stands at the open door to a flat, talking to an elderly Indian lady, Mrs. Joshi.
Oh, come on, Eggsy. Not again.
It'll only be 20 minutes.
She takes Eggsy's sister. He kisses them both on the cheek. Interior pub night, a grim pub. Eggsy sits in the corner, drinking with 2 mates, Ryan and Jamal.
If Dean treats your mum so bad, why don't you leave him?
Low self-esteem. That's her problem.
Fuck off. Why don't you have low self-esteem?
Eggsy's mum's fit.
Eggsy's not really listening. He stares into his pint.
One of these days, I'm gonna smash his face in.
Oh, you mental, cuz. You just get that lot to do you and pretend you didn't know nothing about it.
Without really thinking, Jamal points over at a bunch of 6 gang members at a nearby table. They notice.
What you saying, blood?
Think you can chat shit about us and we won't do nothing. Just cause our governor's banging Eggsy's mom.
Pretty much, yeah.
The first boy stands up and walks over to the table. He looms over Eggsy, huge. Eggsy's mates freeze. Jamal hisses to him.
Leave it, fam. Let's just go. They ain't worth it.
A tense standoff for a beat, then Eggsy gets up and heads for the door. His friends follow, relieved. The gang jeer. Exterior pub night. Eggsy, Ryan, and Jamal swagger out, trying as hard as they can not to look like they've retreated.
Yeah, weren't worth it.
Jamal nods in agreement. He and Ryan both pull up their hoods before they walk on. Eggsy doesn't follow them. He walks towards the curb instead, stops at a parked car.
Boy, why are you walking? It's freezing.
He produces a set of car keys and starts to unlock the car.
Whose call's that?
Eggsy gestures back toward the pub and grins.
His, isn't it? Took the keys out of his pocket when he came over.
Shit, son!
The boys all explode into laughter and pile into the car. The door slams shut. Eggsy guns the engine, and the gang burst out of the pub just in time to see Eggsy pulling out.
Fucking dead.
Eggsy throws him a wanker hand gesture as he tears away. Interior, exterior car, streets, night. The car roars through the streets. Inside, the boys laugh uproariously.
Oh, floor it, Eggsy!
If they don't kill O'Dean, well.
The only person with the right to kill me is whoever actually paid for this car.
Suddenly, a siren, flashing lights.
Shit.
Did you have more than 2 pence?
Like that's my biggest problem.
Exterior, rundown street, night. Eggsy slams the car into reverse and guns into a side street. Interior, police car, night. The 2 cops watch, incredulous and grudgingly impressed. Bloody hell.
Requesting backup.
Interior, exterior car, side street, alley, street, night. Eggsy roars backwards up the side street. Tension and excitement in the car now. Suddenly, a second police car looms into view. Eggsy turns sharply onto a pedestrian alley.
The fuck are you doing?
Fed's car can't get down here.
He's absolutely right. The police car slows and drives on. Inside, the boys laugh hysterically. Eggsy backs fast out of the alley onto another street, a broad grin on his face until a fox runs down the road. What does the fox say? Eggsy swerves to avoid it and loses control. The car hurtles towards the pavement and hits a lamppost. Smoke pours from under the hood. The first police car turns into the street. Sirens blaring. Interior car night. The airbag has inflated. Eggsy struggles behind it, trying to get his seatbelt undone.
Dickhead!
Fox is off vermin, cuz. You should have driven it over.
Eggsy's seatbelt is jammed. No, he shouldn't have because it's a fox. Outside, a second siren howls.
I should have done a lot of things. I'll sort this out. Get out. I said get out.
They do. And as they run, Eggsy accelerates violently, smashing into the police car, giving his friends an escape route. Exterior, Jack's Muse house, day. A charming London muse. What the fuck is a muse? Anyway, whatever. I'm going to look it up later. The camera cranes down to a copy of a tabloid newspaper. Lying outside the front door of one house, the door opens and a hand picks it up. We jib up to reveal Jack, now 49, sporting a beautiful tailored dressing gown. He smiles as he reads the headline, Bikini Ready, Kim Kardashian loses 15 pounds. Then shuts the door. Interior, Jack's house day. As we follow Jack inside, we realize that the Muse house is, in fact, huge. The whole row has been knocked through. In Jack's study area, a classic silver teapot and bone china cup stands on his desk. The walls are covered in framed tabloid newspaper headlines, each more trivial than the last. Jack discards his tabloid, settles at his computer, and starts to read the Financial Times online while sipping his tea. We track into his wrist to see a magnificent dent watch, so thin that it looks painted on. Suddenly, the face glows red. Jack presses a button on the watch and then hastily gets up. Exterior, Huntsman day. The discreet, classy shop front of a tailor shop on London's Savile Row. The awning reads, Huntsman established 1849. Jack's classic Bristol car pulls up outside and Jack alights. Interior, Huntsman day. A couple of well-dressed tailors nod respectfully to Jack.
Arthur is in the dining room, sir.
Interior, Huntsman dining room day. Arthur, now late 60s, sits alone at a large table. He wears glasses. Before him, an exquisite decanter, a brandy snifter, and a leather-bound file. There are 12 empty chairs.
Arthur?
Galahad. Finally, the others were concerned that we'd be making a double toast.
There's another brandy at one seat. Jack sits down here and retrieves a pair of glasses like Arthur's. He puts them on. Jack's POV. The previously empty seats are now occupied by 10 gentlemen wearing wonderful suits and identical glasses. Jack exchanged nods of greeting with them, then his eyes alight on a single empty seat. His face registers dismay.
So I take it it's Lancelot we're drinking to.
I'm sorry. No, we're all present, gentlemen. I'm thankful to say that it's been 17 years since we last had an occasion to use canter, and as ever, the circumstances make even an 850 Napoleonic brandy taste bitter. Lancelot was an outstanding agent and a true huntsman, and he will be sorely missed. To Lancelot.
Jack's POV, the other agents have brandy snifter too. They raise them solemnly, then down the brandy in one.
To matters practical before we disperse, 1, Galahad will take over Lancelot's current mission. 2, I intend to begin the selection process for Lancelot's replacement tomorrow. I expect to each of you to propose a candidate and have them report to UK HQ headquarters no later than PM General Mountain Time. Thank you.
Jack's POV, the other agents acknowledge the order before removing their glasses. As they do, they disappear from view. Interior police station, interview room, day. Eggsy is sitting in front of a policeman and a policewoman, staring at a document that lies on the table between them.
I just want to get this straight, right? If I sign this and then I tell you who stole the truck with all of them flat screen TVs last month, you give me full immunity.
That's right. An alternative is you go down and you're looking at 18 months at least.
I can just walk right out of here.
Ah! In the officer's nod, Eggsy smiles, signs the document, and hands it over. The officers stare, waiting with bated breath.
The person who stole the truck is the person you're looking at right now. Nice doing business with you.
The policeman leaps up and slams Eggsy onto the desk.
Oh, come on, bruv. A deal's a deal.
Doesn't look like that. Nice try, though.
You can give us names or we can just spin it. It's up to you.
I want to exercise my right to make a phone call.
The policeman lets go of him.
I hope it's to your mom to say you're going to be 18 months late for dinner.
Eggsy reaches inside of his t-shirt for the gold chain he's wearing. Hanging off of it is the Guinevere cross. Interior Huntsman dining room, day. Arthur passes Jack the file. Jack opens it. Behind Arthur, a beautiful, ornate, antique mirror transforms into a screen.
Lancelot was investigating a group of mercenaries experimenting with biological weaponry.
On the screen, a horrific image of naked, bloodied African men. They appear to be trying to eat one another.
Uganda, 2012, synthetic canthaneers. Yeah.
Like bath salts. Street drug.
They put in the water supply at a guerrilla army base. Range, cannibalism, multiple fatalities.
On the screen, a room filled with bullet-riddled corpses.
Chechnya, 2013, insurgents turned one on another, indisputably caused by our mercenaries, but this time no trace of chemicals of any kind.
Unconnected with the first attack.
All their attacks were unconnected, and none could be linked to any one political interest.
Well, they are mercenaries. So what happened to Lancelot?
I'm afraid this is where the story becomes a little odd.
On the screen, a photo of the high-security mountain chalet.
He tracked them to this property in Argentina, and while he had them under surveillance, he became aware that they've effected a kidnapping. He tried to execute a solo rescue mission, failed. This was his last transmission.
On the screen, words appear. Kidnap victim is Professor Alan Swanson.
Doesn't sound especially odd. Who's he?
Climate change doomsayer expounds something called Gia theory, overpopulation as a virus. I've heard of viruses in 2020. Earth trying to heal itself or some such. What's curious is that he's not actually missing. This is him in London this morning.
On the screen, a CCTV image of the professor appears.
Well, it's all yours, and don't forget your membership proposal.
Arthur slides the file to Jack, who stands to leave.
9 p.m. at the base. Absolutely.
Candidate this time.
17 years, and still evolving with the times remains an entirely foreign concept to you.
Interior police station interview room day. With some uncertainty, Eggsy dials the number on the back of the metal. It rings. Eggsy reacts in surprise and delight. Customer complaints. How may I help you?
My name's Eggsy Price, and it's Chester Price, and I'm up Sheets Creek. I'm in Camberwell police station, and my mom told me to call this number if I ever needed help. And yeah, I need help. So, hello? You still there?
I'm sorry, sir. I think you have a wrong number.
Oh, wait. Oxford's not Brogues?
Certainly, sir. Please hold. Questionable lounge music plays down the phone. The longer Eggsy stays on hold, the more surreal this all seems to him. Thank you for holding, sir. Your complaint has been duly noted, and we hope that we have not lost you as a loyal customer. The line goes dead. Eggsy's face falls. Great. Interior police station day. The policeman we saw before is filling in paperwork. The phone rings on his desk. He answers, listens a moment, then...
What? Yes. I totally understand.
He really doesn't. Exterior police station day. It's raining. Eggsy exits. Jack is outside in his car.
Eggsy, would you like a lift home?
Who are you?
The man who got you released.
Interior Jack's car day. Eggsy has never seen a car like this before.
The kit car.
Bristol. One of the finest examples of British engineering.
So it's shit then.
It's only 7 minutes to your flat from here. Do you really want to spend it talking about my car?
How do you know where I live?
You're going to ask me a more interesting question.
Alright, here's two. Who the fuck are you, and how'd you get me out?
Badly phrased, but a good effort. My name is Jack Lincoln, but I work for London tailors called Huntsman, and I gave you that cross. Your father saved my life.
You were in the army? Like an officer?
Not quite.
Never met anybody who knew my dad. Except my mom, obviously. Listen, can I buy you a drink, though? I'd like to say thank you.
Splendid idea.
They pull up outside the dodgy pub Eggsy was at last night. Jack reaches into the back seat for an umbrella.
Yeah, no, not here. You won't like it, trust me.
Nonsense. Says they have draft Guinness. What more can one ask?
Interior pub day. The pub is empty. Eggsy's face floods with relief. At the bar, the barman eyes Eggsy suspiciously.
2 halves of Guinness.
Make it 2 pints, please.
Cheers. So, where were you posted, you and my dad? Iraq or something?
I'm sorry, Eggsy. Classified.
My mom had been on the crack pipe when she told me about the number. Feel guilty now.
They take their drinks to a corner table. Jack downs half of his Guinness. Eggsy sips his.
So, you want to know something about your dad? The day he died, I missed something. And if it weren't for your dad's courage, my mistake would have cost the lives of every man present. So I owe him. He was a brave man, a good man. And having read your files, I think he'd be bitterly disappointed in the choices you've made.
Whoa! Hold the fuck up. You can't just shit about me like that.
I can and I will. High IQ, great performance at primary school. Then it all went tits up. Drugs, petty crime, never had a job.
Think there's a lot of jobs going around here, do you?
Doesn't explain why you quit the harness. You were halfway through training and doing it brilliantly, I might add. But you gave up.
Because my mum went mental. Banging on about losing me as well as my dad. Didn't want me being cannon fodder for snobs like you. Judging people like me from your ivory towers with no thought about why we do what we do. We ain't got much choice, you got me? And if we was born with the same silver spoon up your asses, we do just well as you, if not better.
Sorry. Eggsy's so worked up that he hasn't even noticed that the 6 gang boys have come in and they're looking right at him.
The fuck are you doing here? You taking a piss?
Eggsy's so just like Eggsy leaps up and Jack doesn't move. Eggsy tugs his sleeve.
More examples of young men who simply need a silver suppository?
No, there are exceptions. Come on.
Jack watches apathetically as the gang walks towards them.
Nonsense. We haven't finished our drinks.
The barman watches too, anxious. He's not going to intervene. The gang reaches Eggsy and Jack's table.
I told Dean what you done. He said that makes you fair game. He don't give a shit what your mom says.
Listen, boys, I've had a really frustrating day. Whatever your beef with Eggsy is, and I'm sure it's well-founded, I'd appreciate it enormously if you could just leave us in peace until I finish this lovely pint of Guinness.
The boys exchange incredulous looks.
Better get out of the way, Granddad, or you're gonna get hurt and all.
Yeah, he ain't joking. You should go.
A beat. Then Jack gets up, retrieves his umbrella, and heads for the door.
You want another rent boy? They're on the corner of Smith Street.
The gang all laugh. Jack doesn't react, keeps walking. He reaches the door and bolts it shut. Okay, motorcycle, we're gonna need to not do this today because we're about to have some fierce ass shit happen. He turns back around to face them.
Manners maketh man. Do you know what that means? Then let me teach you a lesson.
Eggsy watches staggered as Jack approaches the first gang boy.
Well, we stand around all day, we're going to fight.
The gang are about to erupt into shocked laughter when crack! Jack lands a mighty right hook, followed by a swift elbow to the jaw. The boy goes down like a sack of potatoes. Ya bitch. A beat, disbelief. Then the rest of the gang rush Jack, and there follows one of the most one-sided 5-on-1 fights that we've ever seen. Jack systematically beats the crap out of the remaining gang boys using a breathtaking combination of exceptional fighting skills and incredible spy gadgets. Come on. Jack's umbrella turns out to have a multitude of functions. 2 boys have knives. A magnet in Jack's watch disarms them. 1 boy grabs Jack's wrist to get the watch. It gives him an electric shock. At one point, Jack sees the barman getting out his phone. Jack gets out his lighter, which releases a dart. The dart flies into the man's neck, and he collapses. In no time, all 6 gang boys are on the floor, out cold. Eggsy stares at Jack. Jack meets his eye, apologetic.
Sorry about that. Needed to let off a little steam. Heard this morning that a friend of mine died. He knew your father too, actually. Funny.
Eggsy glances over with concern at the unconscious barman.
Oh, he'll be all right. Just tranquilizer. With a little something thrown in to blank a couple of hours of memory. Not terribly different to what they give you at the dentist.
He pulls out his lighter again and points it at Eggsy. Eggsy backs away, hands up defensively.
I do apologize, Eggsy. I shouldn't have done this in front of you.
No, please, I won't say nothing. I swear. If there's one thing I can do, it's keep my mouth shut. Ask the feds. I've never grassed anyone up.
You won't tell a soul. Is that a promise?
On my life.
Jack lowers the lighter and claps Eggsy on the shoulder.
Much appreciated, Eggsy. And you're right about the snubs. But there are exceptions. Best of luck with everything.
Interior Oval Office day, close on Valentine, holding up a photograph of Lancelot. Then he sighs, puts it down. We can't see who he's talking to.
Great. You don't know, the CIA don't know. No one knows who this guy is. Fine. Seriously, it's fine. Well, it's not actually fine, but it's not why I'm here.
He puts the photograph away in a briefcase, then leans in.
Look, you know me. Money has never been my issue. All I ever heard at Princeton was how lucky I was to inherit an oil fortune. So I went to MIT instead, and then my tech company is worth more than my oil company. Knocked myself off the Forbes top spot. Yada, yada, yada. Point is, you know where the profit went. Try to save the planet, climate change research, lobbying, years of work, billions of dollars. And you know why I quit? Because last time I checked, the planet was still screwed. So here's my epiphany. Money can't solve this. The idiots who call themselves politicians have buried their heads in sand. Stood for nothing but re-election. The last 2 years, I've looked for a real solution, and I found it. And if you really want to make the world a better place, listen the hell up very carefully, because I'm going to tell it to you.
We pull back to reveal that Valentine is in the Oval Office talking to the president.
Go on, Mr. Valentine. As usual, I'm all ears.
Interior Eggsy's mom's flat, sunset. Michelle and Dean are watching TV. Dean playing a game on his iPhone. Michelle texting. Eggsy's sister sleeps beside them. The door opens and Eggsy enters. Michelle and Dean leap up.
Where the hell have you been? Going all night and day? I've been worried sick. Mrs. Josh, she said.
She breaks off in shock as Dean punches Eggsy hard.
Dean!
Dean proceeds to beat the crap out of Eggsy. Eggsy tries to fight back, but Dean is huge. Michelle screams in protest.
No!
Damn it, Dean.
What the fuck, Dean? What the fuck do you think you did to my son? Travis?
Shut your mouth. I've had it with him. He needs to learn some respect. Winding up my business associates, nicking their car, and now your mate's gone and put 4 of them in the hospital? Who is he? Who was you with in the pub?
No one.
You're gonna fucking tell me, or I'll rip your head off. I swear.
As Dean punches Eggsy again, I want to punch Dean right now. We track past Dean's fist and land on a tiny dot on Eggsy's shoulder, right where Jack patted him. We track in until darkness fills the screen. Interior Jack's study, sunset, and track out again to reveal that we are now in Jack's study. He's hanging up a framed newspaper headline beside the others. Bikini ready. Kim Kardashian loses 15 pounds. Man. Okay, we get it. You have a horn. We got it. The sound of Dean's assault is clearly audible in here.
Dean, stop it! Eggsy, tell him!
I don't know what he's talking about. I wasn't with no one.
Crunch! Sound of another strike. Then Eggsy groaning. Jack raises an eyebrow and walks calmly over to his desk. On Jack's computer, we see files showing information on half a dozen young soldiers. Meow, Carol Channing. Jack closes them all. Now there's just a microphone icon and a sound wave box moving in sync with the audio transmitted from Eggsy's home.
Wouldn't even notice.
Jack clicks on the microphone icon and leans in closer.
But I would.
Interior Eggsy's mom's flat, sunset, the assault is on hold. Dean, Michelle, and Eggsy look around, baffled. Jack's voice is coming from every electronic item.
I have enough evidence on your activities to have you locked away for the rest of your life, Mr. Dean Anthony Baker. So I suggest you leave the boy alone or I'll be forced to deliver it to the proper authorities.
What the fuck is going on?
Taking advantage of Dean's confused state, Eggsy heaves himself to his feet and bolts for the front door.
And I suggest that from now on you treat Michelle with the respect that she deserves. Over and out.
The sound from the TV resumes. Dean gets up to examine it. Michelle is glazed, in shock. What the hell just happened? Exterior Huntsman night. Eggsy stands outside the closed door. Wow, I'm really glad they actually put in his entire parkour moment because that's my favorite part. Jack is inside, sitting on a sofa. Eggsy tries the door. It's open. Interior Huntsman night. Eggsy looks around, out of place. Jack stands to greet him.
Glad you made it. Follow me.
Interior fitting room night. Huntsman's lavish fitting room. There's a life-size wooden horse in here. Jack steers Eggsy towards a mirror.
What do you see?
Someone who wants to know what the fuck is going on.
I see a young man with potential. A young man who is loyal, who can do as he is asked, who wants to do something good with his life. Did you see the movie Trading Places?
No.
What about Nikita? Dirty Dozen? Pretty Woman. All right.
My point is, the lack of a silver spoon has set you on a certain path, but you needn't stay on it. If you're prepared to adapt and learn, you can transform.
Oh, like in My Fair Lady. I could have
You're full of surprises.
danced all night. I could have
Yes,
danced.
like
Okay.
My Fair Lady. Are you interested? Good. See that horse? Get on it.
Are you taking a piss?
Jack doesn't answer. Eggsy climbs on, self-conscious.
What's this for?
So that a gentleman can see how his new jacket hangs when mounted. Now give it a kick and say tally ho.
Fuck off! Ugh. Tally ho. What does that do?
Nothing. I just wanted to see how you were at following orders. This, however,
Jack slams and press the horse's flank 3 times. Oh, I wish that was still in it. And the room begins to sink. Eggsy looks around in wonder.
What is this place?
finest tailors in London.
No, I mean all this.
Since 1849, the huntsmen have clothed the world's most powerful individuals. At the close of World War I, the notion was conceived that the wealth and influence of our connections could be channeled for the greater good.
The room stops moving. Jack motions for Eggsy to dismount. Then he opens the door on the other side. Is now interior monorail terminus night. A sleek chamber like a mini subway platform. Eggsy boggles.
And so began our other venture, an independent international intelligence agency operating at the highest level of discretion, above the bureaucracy and politics that undermine the integrity of the government-run spy organizations.
Suddenly, noise. A capsule-like carriage shoots in, stops. A door slides open. Jack steps in. Eggsy follows. Mind blown. Interior monorail carriage night. There are 4 reclined seats inside. Jack and Eggsy sit.
The suit is a modern gentleman's armor, and the huntsman agents are the new knights. Seatbelt?
Eggsy fumbles with his belt as the carriage glides into the tunnel, and then they hurtle away at unfathomable speed.
Holy shit.
Well, don't worry, it's perfectly safe. Standard maglev system. Magnets. Our vacuum tunnel just makes it a little nippier, but it rarely goes above Mach 1. You all right?
Where are we going?
HQ. We're recruiting a new member and the selection process is about to begin. If you agree, I'd like to put you forward as my proposal.
The carriage comes to a sudden stop. Interior secret base, terminus night. A much larger chamber with a huge door at the end of it. Eggsy and Jack alight and head for the door. It opens in 2. Interior, secure, that's a word. Secret base, hangar, night. A vast underground hangar. A Bondaholic's wet dream. A Blenheim bomber and F-2 fighter hang from the vaulted ceiling. Eggsy can't believe his eyes as he follows Jack past one amazing thing after another. Cars, gadgets, jetpacks.
Before you make your mind up, there's something you need to know.
As if I'm going to bail out now.
He gestures around at all the cool stuff.
Your father tried out for a membership of Huntsman. He was in his final field test when he died. This business isn't without risks.
You think I have anything to lose?
Jack nods a little wistfully. Understands.
Then let's get you signed in.
Interior rec room night. Eggsy and Jack enter the rec room to see 8 young men and 3 young women standing around, chattering excitedly. Merlin is here too, mid-40s now, and even more handsome and poised. Come on, George. He marks the clipboard he's holding and he smiles at Jack.
Galahad, late again.
My code name. Good luck.
Jack pats Eggsy on the shoulder and leaves, looking back like a parent dropping his kid on the first day of kindergarten. Eggsy hovers awkwardly, then gravitates over to the others.
Attention.
Everyone leaps to attention. Eggsy is beside a small, mousy American girl. Roxy, 22. She doesn't take her eyes off Merlin, but discreetly pats Eggsy on the back. Reassuring.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we're all here. Welcome. My name is Merlin, and you're about to embark upon what is arguably the most dangerous job interview in the world. Failure in any of the tests you'll undergo over the coming weeks will mean you lose your chance at this job. But I need you to be aware that you could lose a great deal more. Can somebody tell me what this is?
Hanging up is a body bag. One man puts his hand up quickly. Aristocratic good looks, well-groomed, supremely confident. This is Charlie, 23.
A body bag, sir.
Correct. Charlie, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. On the table, you will find a marker pen. Use it to write your name on the bag, plus contact details for your next of kin. And in a moment, the rest of you will collect your body bags from that closet over there, and you will do the same. By doing so, you acknowledge the risks you face. You also acknowledge that you will never discuss your time here, even with your families. You break this rule, you put them at risk. Well, what are you waiting for?
Charlie breaks from the group and heads for the body bag.
Why is this process so dangerous? Because the job you are competing for is 100 times more so. If you're not up to it, we'd prefer to know now and not later when the lives of others may depend on it. Does anybody want out?
The candidate's eyes dart around the room. Anybody moving? Eggsy's eyes meet Roxy's. They both look away quickly.
When you're done with your bags, bed. The dorm is down the hall. Long day ahead tomorrow. Fall out.
Merlin leaves the room and everyone hurries to the closet. A tall, attractive Danish blonde, Amelia, 23, gets there first and starts passing out the bags to the first four in line. Ulrich, macho, German. Kenji, slim, Japanese. Anton, Euro trashy, Italian. And Saba, tough-looking, Ethiopian. At the back of the line, Roxy shakes Eggsy's hand. Roxanne, but call me Roxy.
I'm Eggsy.
Eggy?
No, Eggsy.
Charlie, standing close by, done with his task, overhears.
Would it dig you up?
You know we're not allowed to discuss who proposed us. The boy in line ahead of Roxy has been eavesdropping. This is Henry, 21, French, handsome, well-bred. He's pegged Charlie as the alpha male and is keen to forge an alliance.
No need to bite his head off. Charlie is only making conversation. That's right, Charlie, no? I'm Henry.
Two more boys, Rufus, rugged, blonde, South African, and Ajit, good-looking Indian, joins the group. They've already got their bags. Rufus has two and hands one to Henry.
Thank you. Guys, this is Eggsy. This is Rufus and Ajit. So, Eggsy, are you Oxford or Cambridge?
Rufus and Ajit stifle a laugh. Charlie smirks too.
Neither.
Harvard?
The others grin, and I'm sorry, Henri. These four are really bonding now.
Wait. I think we may have met. Did you serve me at the McDonald's in Gatwick Airport?
No, but if I had, I'd have given you an extra helping of secret sauce.
Me too, Eggsy. He mimes wanking onto a burger. There is a silence.
Definitely Harvard.
Henri, Rufus, and Ajit explode into sycophantic laughter and head for the table with their bags. Just ignore them. Amelia approaches, carrying the last of three body bags. She hands each one to Roxy and Eggsy. Thanks. Amelia, isn't it? Amelia? Eggy.
Hi, Eggy. Don't take notice of those guys.
That's what I told him. A suave Persian boy hands Amelia the pen. This is Omar.
For you, baby.
Amelia smiles pleasantly and passes it to Eggsy instead. Roxy turns around, presents her back for Eggsy to use as a writing surface, and looks back seductively over her shoulder. Here, use me.
She means to write on.
Yeah, I know.
He leans the bag on Roxy. Blah. He writes Eggsy Price, his hand shaking a little. He adds, Mother, Michelle Price. It's just scare tactics. Classic army technique. Nobody's gonna die. Eggsy glances up at Rufus, Ajit, and Henri, currently hooting with laughter at something Charlie has said.
Shame.
Interior Arthur's base office night. The same layout as the London dining room, only everything is Zaha Hadid style modern. No idea who the fuck you are, but cool, let's go. Jack and Arthur sit half watching a screen with a live feed of the rec room, the sound low.
Felt sorry for the boy. Did you?
No.
Well, you should know he'll find this humiliating. Still, at least you didn't propose a woman. I mean, what is going on?
Jack indicates the screen and Charlie is holding court.
And that's your proposal. Charlie, is it? All the right credentials besides having any understanding of the real world. Be the perfect replacement for you one day.
Arthur mutes the sound from the screen completely.
I believe we're here to discuss new intelligence on the mercenaries.
Absolutely. The mountain property where Lancelot died was purchased 18 months ago. The funds were transferred from a number account in the at the BGK Bank in Moscow.
Then that's as good as a dead end.
Why?
Interior private bank flashback day. Arthur, younger here, stands over a Russian bank manager, a gun to the man's head. On the desk is a list of names.
I'll ask you one more time. Do any of the organizations on the list hold an account with you?
We don't discuss our clients.
This is your last chance.
He readies a trigger. Click. The man doesn't flinch.
We don't discuss our clients.
Arthur holsters the gun, circles the desk, and takes a seat.
Excellent. I'd like to open an account, please.
Interior Arthur's base office night. Arthur has just finished telling Jack this story.
And that is why we bank with them, not to mention that their firewall makes the KGBs look flimsy. You're looking at a physical break-in, and even that's ambitious.
Moscow it is then.
Yeah, exterior, secret base, night. Jack exits. The base is huge, isolated, surrounded by woods. There's an airstrip here, a beautiful Bristol jet on the runway. Jack strides towards it. Interior dorm night. A windowless army barrack-style dorm room with a wet room area at one end, hand showers and toilets, all barely divided by low walls and barely concealed by a low basin counter along the front. Privacy is going to be scarce. The recruits enter. All but Eggsy have suitcases. They stream to the beds. Amelia, Saba, and Roxy bag beds up one end.
Ooh, all the girls together, planning a little action.
Why? Do you need some tips? Eggsy finds one bed left between Roxy and Anton. Anton unfolds a velvet garment, puzzled. There's one on every bed. Eggsy unfolds his. It's a velvet jumpsuit.
What the hell is this?
Regulation gear, I guess. Or why velvet? So heavy.
And hot.
Design jumpsuit. Winston Churchill designed it for himself. Not that I'd expect you foreigners to know.
I'm English.
I wasn't even talking to you. I didn't go without saying that you wouldn't.
Eggsy's discomfort increases as everyone starts changing for bed. Not only is he without a case, but everyone seems entirely relaxed with about undressing in front of one another, especially Roxy. She removes everything but her briefs and starts casually rummaging in her case. She looks to Eggsy. Where's your stuff?
No one told me to bring anything.
That sucks. Want to borrow something to sleep in? She throws him a t-shirt and smiles at him warmly. Damn, bitch. He smiles back, grateful, but is trying to avert his eyes. Suddenly, the lights turn off. There's a collective groan.
Looks like it's bedtime.
Everyone climbs into bed. Eggsy lies staring into the darkness for a while before closing his eyes. Interior Merlin's office night. Merlin puts on his glasses and settles at his computer. On the monitor are blueprints for a building. Interior Huntsman jet night. The beautifully paneled and upholstered interior of the jet. Jack sits alone, sipping a drink. His watch flashes. He slips on his glasses and looks over to an empty seat. Jack's POV, Merlin is now sitting in the seat.
Arthur instructed me to brief you on infiltrating the GBK mainframe.
Fire away.
Under Merlin's voiceover, we now see the mission plan playing out. Montage, exterior, interior, exterior, Russian bank day. All right, here we go. The GBK Bank building, well-dressed Russians enter. One is a tall woman, fur coat, gloves, large, pricey handbag.
The bank opens at 8 a.m. The ladies is on the 6th floor.
The woman enters a beautifully appointed elevator. In a toilet cubicle, she looks up at an air vent.
The vent is above the last cubicle. The shaft will take you as far as the east fire escape.
She removes her coat to reveal a fitted black sweater and ski pants and a rather manly body. Then she tears off what we now realize is a wig and a latex mask. This is Jack. He climbs up into the ventilation shaft, crawls along. He drops silently from a ceiling vent and races upstairs.
The vault is 2 floors up, on the north side of the building.
On a landing, Jack applies a thick layer of purple resin to his palms, then opens a window here and climbs out. He inches towards the corner of the building, then the mystery resin somehow making his palms adhere to the masonry.
The security corridor is unmanned until 8:15 a.m. The laser field will be active. Your access point will be 3.2 meters from the end.
Jack slips in through a window. Laser beams crisscross a corridor, a la Ocean's 12 entrapment. Come on, entrapment. He expertly negotiates his way down into it, leaping, ducking, slithering, impressive. He stops in the middle and then gets a gadget out of his bag. In a stark server room, a hole is cut into the ceiling. A clamp bites the hole. A cable is looped through the clamp.
You'll have 5 minutes. Get in, get the info, get out.
Jack drops down now, improbably wearing a harness. He stops neatly above a computer and then begins to tap at a keyboard. Interior huntsman Jet Knight. Jack looks to the holographic Merlin aghast.
That sounds exhausting.
Do you have a better plan?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Merlin shrugs, then he looks at his watch and vanishes. Interior door Knight. Eggsy is asleep. Suddenly, a grinding noise. His eyes open. Above him, the ceiling of the dorm room is scrolling open like a car sunroof. It moves a couple of feet, then stops. A split second later, a tidal wave of water explodes through the gap and crashes into the room. Everyone scrambles out of bed. The water is already knee deep on the floor and then still sluicing down from above.
It's a test. Look for a way out.
Henri, closest to the door, lunges for the handle, struggles.
It's locked.
No, it's the pressure. Pull harder.
Rufus and Najit join Henri in pulling the door while Amelia, Omar, Anton, and Saba move to the walls, pounding them.
The floor. Look under the beds.
Kenji dives underwater. Ulrich follows. Roxy climbs onto her bed, which is situated under the open part of the ceiling under the gushing waterfall. There's no other opening. We've got to go through it. Give me a leg up. Eggsy climbs onto her bed and complies, but as Roxy moves into the flow, she is violently thrown back by the force and they both fall, landing in the now waist-high water. As she swims away, fighting the current, Eggsy looks around, assessing his next move. He sees Charlie by the showers.
Roxy, Amelia,
But they can't hear him over the gushing water. Eggsy swims over. Charlie is trying to rip a hand shower off the wall.
breathing pit.
In the loo. It's the only way.
The loo.
Toilet, lavy, shitter, whatever you chavs call it.
I know what one is. I meant
The shower comes
gross.
away. Charlie hastily unscrews the head.
Stick this in it. Go past the U-bend. Limitless air supply. Simple physics. Spread the word.
Charlie smugly dives underwater. Eggsy yells to the group.
Grab a shower.
Everyone swims over fast. Eggsy tears a shower from the wall, unscrews the head, and hands it to Roxy and Amelia.
We'll have to take it in turns to breathe.
The others get to work, pulling the remaining hand showers from the wall, then diving under the water with their hoses. Eggsy doesn't have one. The water is nearing the ceiling now. He takes a deep breath and dives under. Underwater, Eggsy swims for the toilets. Everyone is clustered there, taking turns to breathe. Charlie and Henri share a hose. Eggsy taps Charlie, desperate for air. Charlie makes a shooing motion, passes it to Henri instead. Eggsy swims up to the surface. There's only an inch of air left in the ceiling now. He takes a last desperate gasp before the water finally rises again and there is no air left. Eggsy panics. He's running out of breath when he glimpses his reflection in the mirror running along the side wall. Yeah, bitch. Go, future ex-husband. A flare of light catches his eye. He swims towards the mirror. Eggsy touches his fingertips to it. It's an odd double reflection. Eggsy's eyes widen. Then we pull back through the mirror to see it's a two-way mirror. The dorm is a giant tank built in a cavernous observation room. Merlin is in here watching. With all the strength that he can muster, Eggsy rips a basin free and heaves at it, hit at the mirror and again until it shatters. Water floods through the observation room, creating a powerful current that drags the candidates' interior observation room night and washes them out of the dorm onto the floor of the observation room, gasping like the fish from a broken fish tank. Merlin surveys the group.
Congratulations to all of you on completing your first test, and in particular to Charlie and Eggsy, who it seems has some experience with two-way mirrors. I'd wipe that smirk off your face if I were you and show some respect. Not everybody passed.
Eggsy follows his gaze and reacts in dismay. Amelia is still in the dorm, lying in a corner, motionless.
Training begins tomorrow, which I will have nothing to do with. Watching people train is boring. When you see me, it means there's a test. Your real dormitory is across the hall. Get some sleep.
They leave in somber silence. Eggsy laughs, glancing back at Amelia in disbelief, and two men enter carrying her body bag. Interior, lavish Russian living room. Day. An expensively furnished living room. Two children in expensive clothes squeal with delight as a clown wearing makeup and a carnival mask finishes an elaborate balloon lion. We may or may not recognize the clown immediately as Jack. He passes it to the smaller child, who bounces happily, and then talks gently to the other child in Russian, subtitled.
What animal would you like?
Penguin!
Penguin, my favorite.
Lion is my favorite. Nanny, look!
We pull further back to see a young Russian nanny sitting nearby. She doesn't look happy. She stares at Jack's belt. The handle of a gun is clearly visible.
Shall we show Daddy? Hold it up to my little camera. He can see it.
He points to a flower in his lapel. The children giggle.
That's not a camera, silly.
Interior private bank, Moscow a day. The Russian bank manager from Arthur's flashback is at his desk sweating. On his computer, two windows are open. One, data. The other, live video of the kids and Jack the Clown.
I've got it, okay? I'm sending it now to this file drop you gave me, and you will leave?
Interior lavish living room day. Jack glances at his watch. It flashes. Jack smiles.
Yep. Just finishing a penguin.
A few more twists and he hands it to the delighted child.
I have to go. Lovely to meet you.
Jack stands and walks away, waving cheerfully as he leaves. Too loud awws of protest from the children. Exterior secret base, training area day. The recruits in jumpsuits follow Merlin past an assault course to a row of kennels containing puppies of all breeds.
As some of you learned last night, teamwork is paramount at Huntsman. But I need you all to learn that. Before we do the assault course, you're each going to pick a puppy.
He gestures to them to approach the pens. We follow Eggsy down the row of eager puppy faces. A tiny pug cocks its head.
From here on in, wherever you go, your dog goes. You will care for it. You will train it. Your dog is your responsibility at all times. Choose your puppy.
A clatter of cage doors barking. Charlie, Henri, Rufus, and Ajit bag the service breeds. Labrador, Collie, alas, I don't even know what the fuck that is. Alsatian?
Alsatian, sure. I believe. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. You think my mom showed dogs? I should know that shit. Panicking, Eggsy grabs the pug. Roxy grabs a standard poodle. Or this.
A poodle?
What? They're gun dogs. Oldest working breed. Easy to train. A pug.
It's a bulldog, isn't it? It'll get bigger though, won't it? Shit.
Attention.
Everyone stands to attention. Dogs running around their feet.
The last candidates who complete the course goes home. Go.
Everyone rushes for the assault course. Eggsy looks down, then back to the kennels. His dog is still there, lying down. Charlie, Henri, Rufus, and Ajit leap onto the first obstacle, yelling instructions. Their dogs race off in every direction. Charlie catches his, smacks it on the muzzle.
No, but stay.
Roxy, Kenji, Ulrich, Saba, Omar, and Anton show more patience, coaxing their dogs gently. But it's anarchy. Suddenly, they all turn to stare at something. Eggsy is approaching in a classic slow movie power walk of heroic determination. The right stuff, Armageddon. Reservoir Dogs, only slightly undercut by the little pug head poking out of the collar of Eggsy's shirt. Eggsy leaps onto the first obstacle, hands free. It's easy. He continues, passing all the other recruits, forges ahead. Charlie, Henri, Rufus, and Ajit try fruitlessly to copy him. Henri tries to stuff his wriggling Doberman into his shirt. Not gonna work, bro. Charlie has his shirt off and is trying to tie his Alsatian to his back in a papoose. Dumbass. It scrabbles unhappily.
Christ, I swear this bastard scratches me again.
Eggsy continues around the course, perfectly focused. The pug looks about as happy as a pug ever can. Across the field, as she chases after his escaping Labrador at the last obstacle. Merlin waits with the clipboard, interior huntsman dining room day. Jack and Arthur are at the table.
And when the account is a fake, it's entirely untraceable.
No surprise there. What else?
Multiple regular payments to the mercenaries. Again, no surprise. But there are a lot of other rather large recent payments to individuals, rather prominent individuals. Scientists, doctors, academics, artists, authors, few of them quite well known.
How bizarre.
That wasn't even the most surprising discovery. That would have to be the very large payment made to Professor Alan Swanson.
You mean from Professor Swanson?
You mean ransom money? No, I don't.
That's. I said ransom.
Way to step on his line, Travis.
Oh. But no, I didn't.
You know what, Travis? It's over now. This moment is over. How bizarre. How bizarre. Anyway, interior door night. Everyone is asleep. Their dogs sleep too. In training crates at the end of each bed. One crate is empty, and the bed behind it, Ajit's bed, is empty as well and stripped bare. The crate at the end of Eggsy's bed is also empty, but Eggsy's dog is asleep, curled up on the bed. Suddenly, water rains down on Eggsy. He sits up terrified. Not again! Charlie is running away with an empty bucket, you asshole. Henri, Rufus, Ulrich, Omar, and Kenji practically wet themselves laughing. Eggsy leaps up and runs at Charlie livid. In a flash, Roxy is out of bed. She pulls Eggsy away. Eggsy, forget it. Seriously, you'll get thrown out. It's not worth it.
Maybe it's worth it to me. Maybe I don't care if I get kicked out.
But maybe I care. Maybe I want a little bit of real competition here. If you're gone, way too easy. Her jokey bragging makes him smile. He lets her push him back onto his bed. His expression turns serious now. He whispers,
Why are you being nice to me?
because I'm nice. And because 10 years ago, I'd have been the one being ostracized. Made to feel different just for having a vagina.
Fuck off.
I didn't mean that you have a vagina. That came out wrong. They both laugh. Eggsy climbs onto his bed, feeling better. Exterior Cambridge University courtyard day, a beautiful courtyard on the historic campus. Establishing. Interiors, Professor Swanson's office day. Swanson is wearing his. Oh, I'm getting a concert outside. Cool. This is going to be fun. Swanson is wearing a Bluetooth earpiece, carrying a cup of tea as he enters. He drops the tea in shock as he sees Jack sitting calmly in an armchair.
Who are you? Get out.
Jack leaps up, grabs him by the collar. Swanson whimpers.
My colleague died trying to rescue you, and I'm sure you saw how well trained he was. So I suggest you tell me who kidnapped you and why they paid you to keep it quiet.
Excuse me, I have no idea what you're talking about. Now, please.
Jack slaps him, and then Swanson starts to scream.
Man up! I barely touched you. For Christ's sake, I didn't even...
Suddenly, Professor Swanson's head spontaneously explodes. Literally. We're talking scanners here. Jack is thrown back. Pew! The back window shatters and two armed thugs burst in. They open fire as Jack drags himself to the front window behind him and hurls himself through it. Exterior Cambridge University courtyard day. Jack lies on the ground. It wasn't the longest fall, but he's not in a good way. He's not getting up right now. With his last energy, he grabs his cufflink and squeezes it. Interior Professor Swanson's office day. There's an elegant cigarette lighter on the floor. The thugs are running to the broken window, taking aim when woof! The lighter explodes. Exterior Cambridge University courtyard day. Flame billows from the broken window. Other windows blow out. Jack tries to get up, but he's blacking out.
Oh, bugger.
He presses his watch and collapses. Interior Valentine's HQ day. Valentine is pacing angrily. Gazelle sits at a computer.
Sound like an explosion. Do that guys have explosives? Great. Fuck that guy. Whoever he is, I'm good. Give me Professor Swanson. A goddamn lot, Professor Swanson.
Good news is we know the emergency surveillance systems work.
No, it's not good. My colleague died. You heard the guy. This is an organization. They're all over us. Who have you spoke to?
I told you I made contact with the KGB, MI6, Mossad, Beijing. They all insist he wasn't one of theirs.
Beijing. It's so freaky how there's no recognizable name for the Chinese Secret Service. And that's what you call secret, right? Keep looking. I'm sitting here waiting to push the button on phase 2. It's way late to be doubting who we can't trust. Not happy, Gazelle. Not even a bit happy. You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna need to speed things up. Bring product release forward.
We're only halfway into production. Speeding it up will cost a fortune.
Like I care. Just get it done.
No.
Interior kit room day. A table here bears pistols and webbing. Also, incongruously, colorful helium animal balloons. Animal balloons. There you go, Jen. Merlin, damn it, picks up a pistol.
This is our standard issue pistol, made for us by Purdy and Sons of London. As you see, it also fires a shotgun cartridge for messy short-range situations. Please note that today you won't use that function. Take a gun, webbing, and 2 balloons and leave your dogs here.
Interior shooting hangar day. A maze like a laser tag scenario, but much more elaborate. The candidates follow Merlin in, wearing the webbing. Each has 2 balloons tied to them, floating above their heads.
Shoot other people's balloons. First to lose both is out, as is anyone who hits a person. And by out, I mean going home.
Wait, these are real bullets.
Well spotted, son. Now on the first signal, scatter. On the second, the hunt is on.
A klaxon sounds, and the candidates race for the labyrinth. Balloons bob above the walls. Eggsy ducks as low as he can. Charlie and Henri creep together in some kind of truce. Ulrich climbs up into a small tower structure. A second klaxon sounds. Then there is silence. Pop! One of Eggsy's balloons bursts. Pop! Roxy loses one, too. Up in the tower, Ulrich is taking pot shots at everyone, but now he's the prime target. From their various locations, every candidate now has his or her sights trained on Ulrich. Everyone fires. Pop, pop, both of Ulrich's balloons go, and then he is hit in the chest. He falls from the tower. Another klaxon sounds. It's over. Everyone runs over to where Ulrich is lying, groaning. Merlin approaches too.
Medic, we need a medic. No, we don't. Unlike Churchill's jumpsuits, ours have Kevlar woven into them. The fall probably hurt more than the shot. Just as well you were the first to lose both balloons, Ulrich. You can recuperate at home instead of our sick bay. And Anton, that was your bullet, so pack your bags.
Interior sick bay day. Jack is in a sick bay bed. Merlin is here, and they are watching a screen playing footage of Professor Swanson's head exploding in super slow motion on a loop.
You felt heat.
Heat. Yes, but mostly pain.
Are you familiar with pyroclastic density currents?
Something to do with volcanoes?
Exactly. Superheated gas and matter. Stand downwind in the wrong conditions and your brain can cook fast enough to shatter the skull.
Right. Only there was no superheated gas and matter. Just an unoccupied room with a very agitated academic in it.
I'm told even academics contain fluid and soft tissue. Question is, how did you get superheated?
How are we? Shaken and stirred?
Never been better.
4 broken ribs, multiple lacerations, and concussion. Needs to stay at least 48 hours. Arthur?
Hello?
Yes?
Can you hear me?
Yeah?
Okay, perfect. As I was saying, still significantly healthier than poor old Professor Swanson, who perished in a tragic gas leak. By the way, there was a talk of an autopsy, but I dealt with it. So what do we do? What do we have? Good grief.
On the screen, Swanson's head slowly explodes again.
I ran a communications trace. The professor received a blank text to his mobile just before his head blew.
Merlin touches the screen. The video freezes. It's at an especially amazing moment. In the earliest stages of explosion, Merlin points to the Bluetooth earpiece that Swanson is wearing.
Swanson's phone earpiece, rigged to deliver intense heat directly into the ear canal, triggered by a text.
Let's trace that text. ASAP.
Interior music venue, Italy night, a large venue somewhere in coastal Italy. Elton John is just finishing a performance on stage. The huge crowd is going wild. Interior music venue, Italy night. Now I know why they put him in the second one. By the stage door, a limo waits. Elton John forges towards it with a crowd of fans, assisted by 2 venue security guys. Interior limousine night. Elton gets in and the car pulls away. Now his eyes wide and Gazelle is sitting opposite him.
Who the fuck are you? Sorry, this is my fucking car. Stop, driver, stop. Follow this. Fucking stop. Gazelle.
Gazelle. Elton is about to unleash hell, and then he sees Gazelle's gun.
Oh, fucking hell. I'm gonna fucking die, aren't I?
Gazelle takes a bottle of soda from the ice bucket. No way. My boss adores you. Drink. Interior dorm night. 3 empty beds in here now. The mattress is bare. Eggsy lies on his bed, exhausted, playing with his dog. Everyone else is playing charades. Roxy's up. A play. 3 words. The whole thing.
Okay.
Roxy mimes sitting, checking her watch, tapping her foot.
Soy Lua Crecida.
Waiting for Godot.
Yes, Charlie got it.
How the hell would have been Troy and Cressida?
Everyone laughs. Eggsy looks over, totally excluded. Exterior secret base day. All the dogs sit obediently in a neat line, watching the recruits scale the side of the building. Clearly, they are using the same special purple resin we saw Jack use earlier. Eggsy is doing well. Saba is struggling. Merlin shouts up.
Remember, relax to release tends to hold. The resin responds to your neurotransmitter chemicals.
Saba's hands peel away from the building and she falls, lands heavily on the ground, and dogs run over and sniff her.
That'll do for today. Saba, pack your bags. Everyone else, wash your hands and straight to room 9.
Everyone gets down, hurries off. Eggsy stops to help Saba up. She's clutching her back in some pain from her fall.
Leave me. Go wash your hands.
Eggsy wipes
Cool.
his hand on his trousers, smiles at her, and puts his arm around her for support as she limps slowly back. Interior pain test room day. Eggsy, Roxy, Charlie, Henri, Omar, Rufus, and Kenji sit anxiously in special chairs with handles on the armrests. They grab their handles and exchange uneasy looks. Merlin moves over to a pull switch on the wall.
First to let go goes home.
Merlin throws a switch. Everyone reacts in agony, teeth gritted, spines arching. Rufus lets go of the handles and leaps out of his seat. While the others continue to endure their suffering, Merlin points to the door and Rufus leaves, ashamed. Roxy and Eggsy are side by side. Roxy slumped, hair damp.
No, I'm done.
Roxy looks over at him, shakes her head, unable to speak. Eggsy tries to remove his hands from the handles, but they are glued there by the resin he failed to remove earlier.
Shit.
One by one, the others let go. Kenji. Omar. Eggsy tries again to remove his hands, but he can't. Henri lets go. Then Roxy. Then Eggsy and Charlie now. The others watch them intently. Eggsy starts howling, writhing in his chair. Charlie grits his teeth, but he can't take it. He lets go. A split second later, Eggsy passes out. Merlin throws a switch. Eggsy is slumped forward, not moving. Roxy rushes for him, checks his carotid pulse. Charlie saunters over and yanks his arm. Eggsy's hand remains stuck to the handle. Charlie grabs Eggsy's hand and peels it carefully from the handle. He holds up Eggsy's limp hand and in angry triumph, the palm is covered in purple resin.
It cheated, look.
He won. Take him to the sick bay.
This better not get him out of the general knowledge test tomorrow.
Interior sick bay night. Eggsy wakes up in the sick bay. He looks around to see his dog asleep on the end of his bed and Jack in the next bed.
Not normally this crowded.
What are you doing here? Okay.
Excellent, thanks. No, actually, Not so excellent. Worried about you, about throwing you into this situation, how you've been treated by the others. So guilty. Rather unhappy and guilty. Or is that TMI, as you young folks say?
I've never said TMI.
It means too much information.
I know. Listen, don't stress. You gave me I ain't gonna make it. Tomorrow I'm out of here for having FAI.
What?
Fuck all information. We've got the general knowledge test. Actually, can I borrow your iPad? I could revise a bit.
I'm impressed. That shows spirit, determination.
It shows blind fucking optimism. Years of the best education money can buy, and I'm pissing around on the internet like I can catch up in a few hours.
What's he doing here? Get him out.
It's okay. He's trustworthy.
Arthur shrugs and Merlin activates the screen by Jack's bed. A photo appears. Valentine.
Ta-da! Richmond Valentine, philanthropist and tech billionaire.
I know him. Their phones are shit.
Jack, Arthur, and Merlin look at him sharply.
Shut up, Eggsy. Wait, you traced the text to him personally, or his company?
It came from a number registered to a charitable foundation he runs, climate change research. Billions of dollars went through it over the last decade, and for the last 2 years, nothing. And not a single current registered employee. Either he lost interest in saving the earth, or we're looking at a major tax dodge that's never been investigated.
Fellow is extremely well connected, well placed to pursue his own agenda, whatever it may be.
Whatever it is, consider Professor Swanson's life a fair price for keeping it quiet. Any further updates on the other abductions?
We're up to 23 at the last count. Scientists, doctors, academics. No obvious link with Swanson or Valentine, but it's too much of a coincidence to discount.
Still, the whole business has been rather overshadowed by celebrity disappearances.
Was there a more? Since Elton John?
Elton John has disappeared.
Shut
Shut
up,
up,
Eggsy.
Eggsy. 2 more Stephen Hawking this weekend and Lady Gaga today.
Gaga?
I think it's time for Valentine and I to have a tete-a-tete.
Gaga. Interior luxury prison cell.
There was an
Dead.
ah.
I know, I saw, and I don't like it. The most luxurious prison cell we've ever seen. If it weren't for the bars that divide it from the corridor outside, it would look like a suite in one of the world's finest hotels. There doesn't seem to be anyone in here. Valentine approaches carrying a silver domed salver.
Sir Elton, I have your dinner. Have flown in directly from London.
Splat. Something brown hits Valentine in the face. It looks worryingly like shit. And now Sir Elton John storms towards the bars, incandescent.
And I have your fucking dinner flown directly from my asshole. What's more?
Oh my God, I love you, Elton John. He's holding a turd in his hand. He flings it at Valentine. This time, Valentine dodges it and backs away from the bars.
It's from your favorite Indian restaurant. You could stick it down to the end of your fucking cock, you fucking psycho. Let me out now. I told you, you can go home at any time if you agree to the conditions. Well, I don't fucking agree. I am never ever going to fucking agree.
Interior sickbay night. Jack is asleep. It's dark. Beside the glow from the iPad in Eggsy's hand, he's chanting softly underneath his breath.
Armenia, Yerevan, Canberra, Austria, Vienna.
Jack blinks awake. He can hear Eggsy, and it's annoying.
Azerbaijan, Baku, Bahamas, Nassau.
What the hell are you doing?
Trying to learn all the capitals. They always ask that shit in general knowledge tests.
Do it in your head. You know the trick? Make up something to link the words. Sillier the better. If it makes you laugh, you'll always remember it. Name a country.
Okay. Bahrain.
Capital city, Manamana. Think of two sheep in a field and it's raining. One says, "Bah, rain!" The other starts doing a little dance from the Muppet song. Manamana. Doo 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 doo.
Good.
Eggsy grins. Jack lies back down, please, closes his eyes. Eggsy is silent for a while, then loudly bursts out laughing.
Eggsy.
Sorry, I just thought of a really funny one for Armenia.
Okay. I'll tell you what. If you get some sleep now, I'll lend you my lucky pen to do the test with.
Jack scrabbles on the bedside table and then grabs a Mont Blanc pen. He tosses it onto Eggsy's bed. Eggsy picks it up, looks at it suspiciously. It's a nice pen.
How lucky is it?
Very lucky. Good sleep.
Eggsy shrugs, puts the iPad aside, and then lies down to sleep. Interior classroom day. The candidates scribble away furiously at their exam papers. Eggsy stares miserably at his. All the answers are blank. At Eggsy's feet, his little dog looks up at him wistfully. Suddenly, the Mont Blanc pen begins to vibrate. Eggsy inspects it. Curious. It looks normal. He draws a scribble. Suddenly, it begins to vibrate again and starts writing by itself quickly. You cheaty motherfucker, dragging Eggsy's hand along. It writes, Winston Churchill failed his A-levels, didn't stop him from saving England. Everybody deserves a chance. Okay, fine. Stunned, Eggsy picks up the pen. He peers at the nib. Interior sick bay. I just went full Hermione just now. Jack is now dressed and sitting at the chair by his bed, another pen in his hand, a sheet of paper before him, and phone propped up. On the phone screen, we see a slight fisheye view of Eggsy's staring eye, then his face, an amazed, grateful smile spreading across his lips. The image from the pen camera moves away from Eggsy's face to land instead on the first question of Eggsy's exam paper. Jack starts to write. Nope, still actually not. I don't know. Interior classroom day. Eggsy scribbles away happily, or rather the pen does. Interior dorm night. 6 beds are empty now. Eggsy is back in his own bed. Roxy is reading. Charlie is kicking the leg of Eggsy's bed as he passes.
You're fucking cheap. When I find out how you did it, you're screwed.
Just because I didn't go to private school doesn't mean...
Oh no, I'm sure you're highly educated. What have you got? A vocational diploma in carjacking? A B-Tech and impregnating ugly girls around the back of a bus shelter?
Eggsy sits up, hackles rising, fist clenching. Roxy shoots him a look. He swallows his fury and looks away. Not today, Satan, not today. Exterior Valentine's house, night. A palatial estate establishing. Interior Valentine's house, entrance hall, night. Jack, in a green smoking jacket, follows a butler. The butler is wearing an earpiece, just like the one Professor Swanson wore. Ruh-roh. As they near the dining room, 2 attractive young assistants pass. They wear earpieces. One holds a pile of paperwork. Interior Valentine's dining room, night. A magnificent dining room, the large table formally set for 2. Valentine sits here, dressed extremely casually. The butler opens the door and announces Jack.
Mr. Roman DeVere.
Hey man, sorry I didn't feel the need to dress up.
Think nothing of it.
I don't know how it is in England, but over here it's considered a little bit of bourgeois.
I've always felt that overdressed is preferable to underdressed. When one is a guest, that is.
Jack undoes his tie, sits. Valentine pours him some wine.
Thank you for the invitation. I must say I wasn't expecting such a prompt reply to my request.
What can I admit? I was intrigued to meet you. There are many billionaires I don't know.
I don't doubt it.
So I have my people look into your accounts, obviously. That's some pretty old money you're from. How'd you finally make it?
Property mostly. Property in the markets. Nothing questionable if that's your concern.
Listen, you ask me, all money is dirty. I'm just into finding out what caliber person you are. I'm sure you get that.
I most certainly do.
The butler re-enters carrying McDonald's on a silver salver. Jack doesn't flinch.
The Big Mac, please.
Good call. But for me, you can't beat 2 cheeseburgers with secret sauce. Goes great with a 55 hot brine.
Jack takes a sip of his wine.
Classic pairing. And may I suggest Twinkies in the 1973 Chateau Camphor pudding?
Great idea. So let's talk. You want to donate to my foundation. You're all way that have worn things down in that area.
Climate change is a threat that affects us all, Mr. Valentine. And you're one of the few powerful men who seems to share my concerns.
$1 billion is a lot to offer any organization, especially one that's been inactive for 2 years.
About the right amount to get kickstarted again? That's my hope.
I should have done because it didn't get anywhere. Every bit of research pointing to the same thing.
That carbon emissions are a red herring and that we're past the point of no return no matter what remedial actions we take?
You know your shit.
There are times when I envy the blissful ignorance of those less well versed in their shit. As Swanson always said, humankind is the only virus cursed to live with the horrifying knowledge of its host's fragile morality.
Professor Swan, man, was bummed about that. Love that guy.
Who didn't?
Yeah, it's funny. Not a lot of people have heard of him. You a fan of spy movies, Mr. DeVille?
These days they're all a little serious for my taste. But the old ones, marvelous. Give me a far-fetched theatrical plot any day.
Right, the old Bond movies. Man, when I was a kid, that was like a dream job. Gentleman spy.
I always felt the old Bond movies were only as good as the villain. As a child, I rather fancied the future as a colorful megalomaniac.
Well, isn't it a pity we both had to grow up? Let's have dessert in the drawing.
Interior, Valentine's house, entrance hall, night. Valentine is seeing Jack out the front door.
Give me a little time to think on your proposal. Okay? My people be in touch.
Jack leaves and Valentine shuts the door. Then he pulls out his phone and makes a video call to Gazelle.
Well,
Definitely.
want me to follow him? I was going to get the next person on your list tomorrow, but I can reschedule.
No need. Now try to gel in them in hot buy-in. We'll notice every move and to listen till he has shit.
Interior, Hercules plane, day. Eggsy, Roxy. Roxy? That's not my name. Roxy, Charlie, Henri, Omar, and Kenji are here wearing Halo parachuting suits. Roxy has her eyes closed. Fuck, 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 fuck.
What, you don't like heights?
Yeah. It's okay. I've done it before, which is probably why, come to think of it, before Eggsy can respond, Merlin stands and addresses them all.
Listen up. Your target is a red H. That's H for Huntsman. Your mission is to land in it without the radar detecting you. If I read you on radar or you do not land in the H, you will not be joining the H. Understood?
Everybody murmurs their assent. Merlin grabs a loop and puts on a helmet, and the candidates follow suit. The back of the plane opens.
Drop zone coming up. 20 seconds.
A beep begins, counting down. Everybody charges to the hatch. Merlin strolls past them, jumps out first. Then one by one, the rest pile out. Eggsy goes second to last, Roxy behind him. She clings to the door frame. Eggsy pats her on the back before he jumps. Roxy closes her eyes and reluctantly follows. Exterior, the sky, day. The 6 candidates plummet through the sky, insanely high up. Merlin is already out of sight. Eggsy surveys the heads-up display. He locates the H and begins to enjoy the flying sequence. Everyone jockeying for first position, the trash talking through the crowd. Through the comms. Damn it, Charlie.
Sorry.
It's okay. Let me
Well,
just tell
Eggsy,
you,
I'll get the
Damon.
kettle on when I land. Have a nice cup of tea waiting for you.
I don't know, Charlie. Might get cold.
Didn't know Charlie knew how to work a kettle.
Don't worry. I'll be down there first to show him.
Suddenly, Merlin's voice cuts in.
My, you're all very cheerful. Did you really think this is going to be straightforward? Any idiot can use a heads-up display. A Huntsman agent needs to be able to solve problems under pressure, like what to do when one of your group has no parachute.
Which one?
Who?
What do we do?
I told you, aim for the H, come in under the radar, and I hope not to be scraping one of you up. But if I do, and it's from inside the H, please know I'll be very impressed.
Everybody listen. I've got a plan. Pair off. Grab this person.
Nobody argues. Henri grabs Charlie. Roxy grabs Omar. Eggsy reaches out for Kenji.
Kenji.
Kenji is panicking. The ground now seems far closer now. Gripped by fear, Kenji pulls his ripcord. Nothing happens. He and Eggsy lock eyes. Kenji tries again. Kenji's parachute opens and he disappears from view.
Kenji. We're on an old number now. Kenji, you wanker. Quick, make a circle.
Roxy grabs Eggsy's hand. With his free one, he grabs Charlie.
Fuck off, Eggsy. We'll all die.
We pull our cords one by one. As soon as we know who's person on the right grabs them.
Good plan, Eggsy. You have 30 seconds. Hurry.
Me first.
Charlie doesn't wait for a response. He pulls his cord because he's an asshole. His chute opens and he shoots upwards. Henri goes next. His chute opens too. Omar's chute also opens. Just Eggsy and Roxy left now. Roxy is petrified.
Hold me tight. It'll be okay. Promise? Yours first, okay?
Roxy nods. They hold each other. Eggsy pulls Roxy's cord. Roxy's chute opens and they both fly up. Eggsy struggles to hold on to her. He ends up clinging to her leg. Roxy is screaming. They hit the ground hard. We pull back to see they are the only ones in the H. Merlin is standing by. He walks over.
Congratulations. You two managed to set a record. Opening at 300 feet was pretty ballsy.
Omar lands in the H and then followed by Henry and Charlie.
I should fail the rest of you. You opened too early, people. You're all over that radar, but given the circumstances, I'll let you all off. Except Kenji. Pack your bags.
Kenji walks away from the group, ashamed.
Sorry, sir, but why the fuck did you choose me as the gimp? Am I the expendable candidate?
Don't bellow, Eggsy. If you have a complaint, whisper in my ear. Come on, don't be shy.
Eggsy approaches him, nervous now. He gets close. He's about to whisper to Merlin when Merlin whispers to him instead.
You really need to take that chip off your shoulder.
He pulls Eggsy's cord and the chute opens, sending him flying. Exterior California desert day, the middle of nowhere, a motorbike tears across the sand, the rider cutting loose, doing tricks just for the hell of it. Suddenly, a helicopter appears. The biker changes direction. The helicopter banks, follows him. Is this a chase now? Finally, the helicopter lands. The rider stops, takes off his helmet. He is David Beckham from nowhere. A black 4x4 drives towards him fast. Gazelle gets out of the helicopter. Beckham calls out to him.
Oh, come on. This is one of my few escapes. Just take your pictures and get lost, all right?
I'm not paparazzi, Mr. Beckham. I'm here to collect you.
What? Who are you?
Two security guards burst from the 4x4 and charge at Gazelle.
You step
Damn it,
away.
security guard.
You step away from Mr. Beckham.
To everyone's surprise, Gazelle begins to run toward them. He bounds into the air and with a flying kick, slashes the throat of one of the security guards. The guard crumples to his knees, clutching his neck, then collapses. The second security guard reaches for his weapon, but a roundhouse move from Gazelle leaves him cleanly beheaded. Bye, bitch. Beckham is terrified. He holds his hands up in surrender.
My boss will explain everything, and there's a lovely bottle of Chateau Petrus on board. Your favorite? I mean you no harm. Please know that as long as you get in the helicopter, I'm under very strict instruction not to hurt you.
Really?
Gazelle nods reassuringly, and Beckham walks towards him. Reaching Gazelle's side, Beckham kicks him in the balls.
So I can do that. I can do that again, and you're not allowed to retaliate. How long's the journey?
Interior husband Kent's Lou. Gents, I'm sorry. I got so excited. I did not realize how to pronounce a G. Day. We hear a toilet flush, and Jack exits the cubicle. Arthur is here, washing his hand. Jack joins him.
Valentine was on to me, Arthur. I think it's time we get MI5 on board.
We can't make the same mistake we did with Bin Laden pre 9/11. Now, how long it took the agencies to act on our information, and he was a known terrorist. For God's sake, we need something concrete first.
Didn't let me out of his sight. All I got was this on the way in.
Jack takes his phone from his pocket, shows it to Arthur, a photo of Valentine's assistant. Jack zooms in on the paperwork to one of them is holding, top of the pile, an invitation to Royal Ascot.
Excellent. Only a few days until he's on our home turf. Then we can keep tabs on him, gather some more intel on, and in case you hadn't heard, some football type has gone missing now.
Interior dorm night, Eggsy, Roxy, and Charlie sleep. All other beds are empty now. Exterior news conference day. Valentine talks to a large gathering of international press.
In the past, I've gone record saying that I want to make a difference. It's a phrase you hear a lot, and what tends to follow it are actions and a very little net effect on our daily lives. Well, I'm here for my money where my mouth is, and right into the pockets of the man and woman on the street. Every year, each of us spends on average nearly $2,000 on cell phone and internet usage. It's my privilege to announce those days are over.
A curtain behind Valentine switches open to reveal a huge screen. On it, an image of a satellite in space.
From tomorrow, every man, woman, and child who so desires can claim a free SIM card and USB stick compatible with any phone, any computer in order to utilize my communications network for free. And now, I'd like to introduce you to the spokesman for this venture, a man who we are all very happy to learn was simply a victim of bad reporting, David Beckham.
David Beckham walks out to wild cheering. Interior Jack study day. Jack is at his computer watching on the news report.
Not half as happy as I am. But today isn't about me. It's about the incredible generosity of this man right here. You heard him. Free calls, free internet for everyone. Forever.
The crowd goes crazy. Jack pauses on a close-up of Beckham. He's wearing an earpiece. Jack puts on his glasses, calls Arthur.
Back saying he was never gone. Wearing an earpiece. Yeah, Swanson's all over again.
Let's try to avoid having his head explode this time, shall we?
I doubt I'll get to him. He has a 24-hour security detail. I'm more concerned about Valentine putting his technology in millions of people's homes, their pockets. We've seen what it can do.
That technology requires an earpiece. We've no reason to suspect this scheme is connected.
Regardless, I don't like it. Let's get a hold of one of these things and have Merlin analyze it.
Exterior news agents day. A small council estate shop. A rowdy crowd outside jostle to get in. Eggsy's friends, Jamal and Ryan, are among the throng. At the door, Eggsy's mum, Michelle, phone in hand, struggles.
Oi, Miss P, you get one?
Yeah, been queuing all day.
You get that, didn't you?
No, but from Eggsy.
Nah, don't worry, love. He'll turn up soon. Always does.
Interior rec room day, Eggsy, Roxy, and Charlie are watching the TV news. Merlin enters.
Similar scenes played out worldwide as shops ran out of the SIM cards and USB sticks within hours of receiving new deliveries.
Thought we were done for the day, did you? We're not. Go and put on your best clothes.
I've only got what I came in.
I'll authorize the buster to give you some funds. You can buy yourself something on the way.
On the way to where?
London, Lulu's nightclub to be precise. You're going to use your NLP training to win over a selected target whose photo is now on your bed. And when I say win over, I mean it in the biblical sense.
Oh.
Interior dorm night. Eggsy, Roxy, and Charlie run to their beds and grab the photographs. Look at this photograph. Eggsy shows Roxy his very pretty posh girl. Text reads, Lady Sophie, Montague Herring.
Easy. Posh girls love a bit of rough.
We'll see about that, won't we?
Charlie shows Eggsy his photo. It's the same girl. We certainly will. Roxy holds up her photo. It's Lady Sophie again. Hello, Mrs. Robinson. And we move into the photo. A match cut to interior Lulu's night. Lady Sophie in the flesh dancing in a classy nightclub full of well-dressed young people. We pull back out of the front window of the club to exterior Lulu's night. The queue outside. More well-dressed young people wait to get in. Even the bouncers look elegant. Charlie and Roxy are waiting at the back of the line, both impeccably dressed. Presently, Eggsy arrives. He stares at the queue in dismay. He's wearing designer sportswear. Charlie laughs loudly. Ignore him, Eggsy.
Yeah, you know me, you look great. We're going to a gypsy wedding.
Fuck off. These crepes cost 300 quid. Nike LeBron X, and I don't know where you're so smug. Why are you so smug? You look like you're trying to pull the Queen Mother.
Queen's dead cousin, actually.
He's at the front of the queue now. He hands the bouncer his invitation and moves past with a smirk. Roxy shows hers, and the bouncer ushers her in. At Eggsy's, however, he hesitates.
I'm afraid I can't let you in, sir. We have a strict dress code.
Well, damn it, Travis. We're together. The bouncer shrugs apologetically.
Just go in, Roxy. Thanks anyway.
You ruined my plan. Why don't you talk to Lady Sophie first and swoop in to rescue her once she was sufficiently disgusted?
And with that, Charlie swans inside and Eggsy walks away. Exterior alley behind the club, night. A sign outside the back door reads, Lulu's, no entrance. Deliveries during office hours only. Eggsy is here, trying to pick the lock, not having much luck. Suddenly, the door swings open violently, hitting him. A pretty waitress, 20s, holding an unlit cigarette and a lighter, stares at him in surprise. This is Poppy. When she speaks, it's with an accent slightly similar to Eggsy's.
Oh, shit. Sorry, you're all right.
Yeah, don't suppose you want to turn a blind eye if I come in this way?
I'll only check you out, dressed like that. Anyway, place is full of arseholes. Unless you were planning on to rob it, I wouldn't bother.
Eggsy can't help but smile. She's cute.
Ain't totally full of ourselves. You're in there.
She smiles back and takes off her apron.
Not for long. Early shift today. Knocking off soon if you want to take me for a drink. Listen, what I said about you was wearing, I meant it from their point of view. Personally, I think you look fit as.
You ain't bad yourself. Look, my mates are in there. How about you let me in now and tomorrow I'll take you wherever you want.
She thinks on this a moment, then she smiles at Eggsy and holds the door open for him. Yeah. Interior Lulu's service corridor. Eggsy heads down the corridor past the crates of champagne. Yes. He passes a storeroom. Over the pounding of music from the club beyond, we can hear the moans coming from inside. Ooh. Eggsy peeks in. Behind a stack of wine crates, there's an intense threesome going on. Lady Sophie, Roxy, and Charlie. Eggsy is lost. He's out. He storms towards the exit, stealing a bottle of champagne as he passes. At the door, Poppy is putting out her cigarette.
Now what? Fuck it, babe. Let's have that drink.
Interior Poppy's dodgy flat night. Eggsy and Poppy fall through the door drunk. She pushes him to the couch, pulls off her top, puts her hands down their pants as they kiss. He's lost in the moment until.
You work for KINGSMAN, eh, don't you?
For who?
It's all right, babe. Don't tell me, I won't tell no one. They always send people to Lulu's.
Don't know what you're on about.
She pulls away, looks apologetic, and then speaks in Russian.
Das.
Suddenly, 3 big Russian guys burst in from another room and they swarm Eggsy. And the one throws a hood over Eggsy's head. Exterior railway track. Railway track. Railway track. A railway track.
Wabbit twat.
Damn it, wabbit, damn wabbits. Eggsy is tied to that railway track, and then the 3 Russian guys and Poppy stand over, and Poppy now speaks in a Russian accent.
We will not in the Huntsman shop, Eggsy. We saw you there. This does not have to be so hard.
I told you, I work for the post office. I drop stuff off all over London. Whoever you think I am, you got the wrong bloke.
You went into the Huntsman one night and did not come out again.
There's a distant honk, a train coming. Eggsy starts to cry.
Is Huntsman worth dying for?
Just let me go, please.
You don't have to die. Do you work for Huntsman?
The train is in view now. Eggsy is just sobbing.
Last chance.
Poppy and the guys back away. The train looms. Eggsy screams. Just as the train is about to hit him, the section of track that Eggsy is tied to drops abruptly. Eggsy is now 3 feet below the track, concrete walls on either side of him. The train thunders overhead, just the clear night sky above Eggsy now, silence. And then a grinding noise as his section of track rises back into place. Poppy and the men are gone. Standing in their place is Jack. He smiles and starts to cut Eggsy free.
Congratulations. Bloody well done. The tears. Incredible acting.
I wasn't fucking acting.
He gets up furious. Jack looks taken aback.
You were right.
What? No, of course I'm not. What's wrong with you?
Jack pulls out his phone and presses play on a video. On the screen, footage of Charlie, Sophie, and Roxy.
Maybe this will cheer you up a bit.
I'm not really in the mood, thanks.
Jack pushes the phone at Eggsy, making him look. Really? Interior Lulu's storeroom night. Lady Sophie whispers something to Charlie. He whispers back. Then Lady Sophie stands up and rearranges her dress as 2 bouncers burst in and throw a sack over Roxy's head. They drag her out. Sophie follows, leaving Charlie alone. Moments later, Arthur enters, looking furious. Charlie miserably does up his trousers, humiliated. Exterior train tracks night. Eggsy looks away from the phone, not cheered up at all.
Charlie didn't even make it to the real test. Gave his identity away mid-fellatio.
No one expected me to pull Lady Sophie, did they? They didn't even expect me to get in.
Didn't matter who any of you ended up with. Test always ends the same way.
Oh yeah? And the backup is always a waitress, is it? Or was she just for me? Admit it, Jack. I'm not like you. I'm not like any of you. Just give the job to Roxy. I don't belong at Huntsman.
The results of your test suggest otherwise. Come on, let's go.
Were you listening? I don't want to go back.
Then come with me instead. I want to show you something.
Interior Jack's Muse house, night. Eggsy is looking in at all the stupid headlines on Jack's wall. Jack points to the recently added one about Kim Kardashian.
That was the headline the day after I defused a dirty bomb in Paris.
He points to another, Brangelina to buy 22 million London pad, ?
Broke up an undercover spy ring at the Pentagon.
He points to an old yellowed one, a picture of Boy George beside the headline sex. Up to pure, pure, a nice cup of tea.
Or the assassination of Margaret Thatcher. My first mission.
You know, not everybody would have thanked you for that one.
The point is, Eggsy, nobody thanked me for any of them. The front page news on all of these occasions was celebrity nonsense because the nature of Huntsman is that our achievements remain secret.
And this is supposed to make me want to stay.
Now Jack fixes 2 glasses of whiskey as he talks. Yes.
People like Charlie are all ego. They're after glory. That's not Huntsman. The best we can offer is the warm glow of a job well done. A job that matters a great deal. You're not lazy, Eggsy. If you wanted an ordinary life and an ordinary job, you'd have got one, despite your protestants. I saw it in you as soon as I met you. You were looking for something more.
Jack hands Eggsy a whiskey and he downs it in one.
No. One may down brandy, but whiskey is sipped. This is a 1943 Delmar, the finest single malt. It should be drunk with a splash of room temperature water, never ice. It should be savored. Let it comfort you with a slow hug, not a quick fuck.
See, I don't know this stuff. I don't know shit. Maybe I am what? Maybe I am looking for something. What? I'm looking for something more out of life. You get it, because you said it earlier. It doesn't change the basic fact that I don't fit in.
Oh, for God's sake, all of that can be learned. It's what you have naturally that can't.
You lot had a lifetime to learn it.
Stop whining, will you? Plenty of us didn't. Arthur didn't. Like most snobs, he came from perfectly humble roots. He started out at Huntsman as a bloody pattern cutter. Tell you what, get some sleep, guest room's on the left, and tomorrow, you'll give me a day of your time. Then decide. Deal?
Jack holds out his hand. Eggsy hesitates, then shakes it. Exterior, St. James's Avenue, day. A wide shot. Jack and Eggsy walk down the street.
So you're going to teach me how to talk proper as well, like in My Fair Lady?
Don't be upset. Being a gentleman has nothing to do with one's accent. It's about being at ease in one's own skin. Now your suit will be ready by lunch, but the accessories are just as important.
Interior, Lob Shoe Shop day. An incredibly costly men's shoe shop. The staff greet Jack warmly as he and Eggsy enter. Jack picks out a pair of Oxfords.
Oxford's not brogues.
Very good.
In the fitting room, Eggsy tries them on. They look weird with the tracksuit bottoms he's wearing.
Huntsman has long enjoyed a relationship with certain other places servicing gentlemen's needs. These are no ordinary Oxfords. Do your best impression of a German aristocrat's formal greeting.
Eggsy looks uncertain, then does a Nazi salute. Jack rolls his eyes, stands up, and clicks his heels together. A blade snaps out of the toe of his shoe.
In the old days, they had a phone in the heel as well. Blades coated with polonium, so be careful.
Eggsy clicks his heels. His own blade pops out.
How do I get it back in?
Very carefully.
Jack stamps his heel, and then the blade retracts. Exterior, Swain, Adney, Brigg, day. A 250-year-old leather goods emporium. Jack and Eggsy enter. Interior, Swain, Adney, Brigg, day. Jack shows Eggsy a very cool-looking briefcase.
They use one just like this in From Russia with Love. But this model has many more features.
Eggsy is distracted by a beautiful wheeled bag nearby.
Do I need a briefcase? Could I just use one of these instead?
My boy, if you become a huntsman, you can have the pick of anything you like, and Merlin will conform to the huntsman's specifications.
They look to the umbrellas and walking sticks.
Always
But we
wanted
have-
a sword.
Oh, we have those. But why bring a knife to a gunfight? It's more lethal than an M16 assault rifle, but in the right hands, perfect way to stay dry. Only the Americans could comprehend that.
We wish we could. Exterior Turnbull and Asser Day, the venerable shirt makers. Interior Turnbull and Asser Day. Eggsy is trying on a shirt in the fitting room.
A gentleman always wears double cuff. And these are made with reinforced cotton to handle the huntsman cufflink. May feel a little stiff at first. There's Kevlar woven into the thread. But you'll be glad of it if you should ever need it. You like this one?
Eggsy admires himself in the mirror and nods, then pensive.
I feel bad you buy me all this stuff. I'll pay you back.
Oh, nonsense. It's not as if I have anyone else to spend money on. As they say, can't take it with you when you go.
Interior Berry Brothers and Rudd Day, a beautiful wine shop. Eggsy looks around, confused.
Exploding liquid in the bottle.
Don't be silly. Made by a florist next door. It smells good enough to be aftershave.
Jack leads him to a flight of back stairs leading downstairs. Interior Berry Brothers private dining room. There's a dining table down here elaborately set. They sit.
Now, it's the one place we can go for a good meal and a fabulous drink without having to watch our tongues. There's no point in looking like a gentleman if you can't eat like one. But it's not hard. Once everyone is seated, you unfold your napkin and place it in your lap.
Jack demonstrates and then Eggsy follows him.
If you leave the table during your meal, you lay the napkin casually on the table. Don't refold it.
Eggsy nods, listening intently. A waiter appears at his shoulder with a silver tray of bread rolls.
One serves oneself when offered a dish in this way. But if the dish is placed on the table, you offer it to your immediate neighbors before taking your own portion.
Eggsy nods and then takes a bread roll.
Always break bread with your hands, never cut. But this is a butter knife, the only one to remember. The rest of the cutlery is easy. Start on the outside, work your way in with each course, and never let anyone describe you as HKLP.
What's that?
Holds knife like pen. A habit erroneously believed to be upper class dining etiquette. It is quite the opposite.
The waiter returns with a soup tureen. Eggsy serves himself.
Excellent.
Do I wait till everyone's been served to start eating?
Only if the dish being served is cold, or if the queen is present. Otherwise, tuck in.
Eggsy starts eating his soup, scooping it towards himself.
Other way. Always push the spoon away from you.
Eggsy jokingly picks up the bowl and brings it to his mouth.
This is okay though, right?
Actually, if you're in Japan, it's absolutely the done thing.
Hell yeah, it is. Come on, miso soup. Exterior huntsman shop day. Jack pauses dramatically outside the shop.
And now for the pièce de résistance.
Interior huntsman shop day. Jack leads Eggsy to the fitting room. One of the tailors stops them. He addresses Jack.
I'm so sorry, sir, but a gentleman is completing his fitting. Fitting room 2 is available if you like.
One does not use room 2 when popping one's cherry. We'll wait.
The fitting room door opens and Valentine steps out as in Huntsman's finest morning suit. Jack stays cool.
It's not often that I'm the one who looks underdressed.
Yeah. What coincidence? You're totally why I'm here. There I was admiring your smoky jacket and I suddenly realized it was the same color as my father's. He always had his suits made here. And apparently you gotta have one of those crazy penguin costumes for Ascot. So here I am. What are you doing here? This your son?
My new ballet. I'm just introducing him to my tailor.
Another coincidence, me too.
He indicates Gazelle, now emerging from the changing room. Jack maintains his composed smile and slips on his glasses. Interior Huntsman dining room day. On the screen, footage of Valentine on the shop floor, as recorded live now by Jack. Arthur puts on his own glasses.
I know. Spook with him, and you're right. He's on to us. We can't go to Ascot, but my 5 can. I'm contacting them now. In Galahad.
Interior Huntsman's shop. Hey, Jack continues his polite talk with Valentine.
Have you had a chance to think any further on my proposal?
You'll be hearing from us very soon. I guarantee it.
He takes off the morning jacket, chalk for alterations, and hands it to the tailor and heads for the door. As Valentine leaves, he is discreetly followed by undercover security men we had previously taken to be casual customers. As soon as they've all left, the tailor ushers Eggsy into the dressing room and Jack urgently, resumes his conversation.
And if my 5 doesn't bite?
Jack listens to the reply, sighs. He removes his glasses. Interior Huntsman fitting room day. Jack enters to see Eggsy admiring the beautiful suit that is hanging there, feeling the fabric. He's in awe.
So, are you back in? Excellent.
Jack gets out his lighter and shoots Eggsy with a dart, and we fade to black. Exterior Columbian Street day. An exterior close-up of handwritten note. It means your passport is under the mattress in the master bedroom at 188 Kahela Street. If you're not back at base in 24 hours, you are out. We pull back to see that the note has been stuck to Eggsy's forehead. He's still out cold. Pulling further back, we see that he is naked. Yeah, giggity. and lying in the road, and we can hear a loud honking. It wakes Eggsy up. The honking is coming from a police car. Eggsy is coming unsteadily to his feet, utterly confused. He rips a note from his forehead and reads it as he approaches the cop car. A cop leaps out, gun on Eggsy. Eggsy puts his hands up.
Cover your balls.
I don't speak your language.
Cover your balls, you English pig.
Eggsy does as he's told. The cop pulls out handcuffs, but before he can use them, Eggsy punches him out cold. Eggsy leans down to study the cop's badge.
Colombia?
Interior storage room day. Another handwritten note. It says your passport is on deck 4. If you're not back at base in 24 hours, you are out. We pull back to see what it is. Tape the chest of the naked, sleeping Roxy. Really? She wakes up and reads the note. Interior corridor day. Roxy exits the storage room and stumbles into the corridor. Seeing a bin, she pulls out the bin liner and makes a poncho. Exterior cop car, Columbian Street day. Close on the insignia on the cop car door. We jib up to reveal Eggsy in the driver's seat, now wearing the cop's uniform. He punches the address into the sat nav.
Piece of piss.
He turns on the radio and the sirens and speeds away. Interior, more corridors day. Roxy explores another corridor. A sign with an arrow points to deck 4. She follows it. Exterior oil rig deck day. Roxy steps outside. At her feet, she sees her passport. Then she looks up and her face falls. We pull back to reveal she is on an isolated oil rig. Of course she is. Exterior, Colombian mansion day. The cop car pulls up. Inside, Eggsy uses the cop's phone to get online. On the screen, we see the homepage for Google Translate. Ocean spray sponsor. Moments later, Eggsy knocking on the huge front door. It opens to reveal the incredulous, intimidating man. Eggsy speaks to him in European Spanish, subtitled.
I have need to check your house.
The man laughs. Eggsy pulls out the phone, tries again.
I must search inside your house.
Is this a joke?
Hold on. Repeto?
Respect?
Ah, no, repeat. I didn't understand. Look, man.
Maybe you will understand this.
The man slams the door shut, and then all hell breaks loose. The machine guns open fire. Eggsy scrambles onto the car and then reverses it and is riddled by a hail of bullets. Shimmy, bitch. Exterior, Kahila Street. Yeah. Yes, Jeremy. I'm so appreciative. A safe distance from the mansion. Eggsy gets out of the car. A muffled scream is coming from the trunk. Eggsy opens it to reveal the cop in his underwear, handcuffed.
What the fuck is going on?
He sits up, seeing the mansion up the street. He laughs.
Crazy gringo. You try to go there.
They have my passport.
This is house of Carlos Perez, cartel leader. Maybe biggest in Colombia. You work for him?
Eggsy unccuffs the cop who climbs out.
No, I'm on your side. I'll let you go, but I need your gun.
You try to kill him? You crazy.
The cop leans into the car. He opens up the seat to reveal a hidden cache of guns.
But doing something I would love to do. Take your pick.
Interior oil rig, control center day. Roxy tries the radio. It's dead. She tries a few other buttons. All dead. There's no power. Interior galley day. Roxy opens the fridge. The cupboards, they're empty. On the counter, there are a few lads magazines. Roxy reads the date on the cover of one. It says October 1992. Good Lord. There's going to be some Sharon Stone shit up in this bitch, isn't it? She looks at the others with the expression that betrays her heart-sinking feeling that this rig has been decommissioned. She rummages under the sink and finds a pad of steel wool for scrubbing pads. She looks pleased, leaves purposefully, taking the wire wool and magazines with her. Interior sleeping quarters day. Roxy enters. The beds are bare. She begins to search the room. There are no clothes in the closets or drawers, but in one drawer she finds a TV remote. She kisses it. Then she rips open the back panel and tips out the battery. Interior drilling platform day. Over the pile of magazines, Roxy fiddles with the wire wool in the battery, concentrating hard. Suddenly, sparks. In moments, one of the magazines is on fire. She picks it up. Exterior Ascot races, Royal Enclosure Day, beautifully dressed aristocrats enjoy mingling, champagne, and horse racing in that order. Somewhere, earpieces.
Noah had a chance to make the world a better place, but he blew it. I mean, mosquitoes, ticks, really?
Now we see that he is flirting with a beautiful woman. Oh, thank you. She laughs appreciatively, and then she gives him a teasing smile. I've not seen you watch a single race yet. I'm not sure why you're bothered coming here today.
People to see, but it's always nice to mix business with pleasure.
Well, I have an instinct that is something you are extremely good at.
I think my reputation precedes me.
He does indeed. Oh, I hope that you'll forgive me. There's something I really must do. Anyway, Valentine looks perplexed. Did he misread her signals? And then suddenly this woman leans in, kisses him passionately until they are interrupted by a suited official. Where's the official? Come on, damn it, Travis.
Mr. Valentine, sir, the Royal Highness will speak with you now.
Okay, great. He throws the woman an apologetic, what you gonna do? Glance. Interior Jack's car day. The woman gets into the driver's seat of Jack's car, wiping her mouth. She claws at her face, tears off her latex mask. It's Jack. Oh my God. He puts on his glasses.
Nice work. Last agent who used one of those swallowed the damn thing before he could plant it. The tracker's working.
Until he takes a shit. Sorry.
We've started coating the trackers with a constipating formula. Buys us at least 36 hours.
Any news on Eggsy?
Nothing on either of them yet. What happened to MI5? No sign of anyone?
Arthur was right the first time, dragging their heels as usual. The head of it was there looking as if he didn't have a care in the world besides whether his horse won. Look, you monitor Valentine. I'll go home and slip into something more comfortable.
Interior Columbia Mansion, walk-in wardrobe day. The window in here is covered with a thin wire mesh screen. Outside, we see the silhouette of a silencer pistol. Then a bullet comes through the screen. Eggsy's hand, wrapped in his police shirt, snakes through the hole, expanding it until he can reach through to the catch. Eggsy pushes the screen, it lifts. He climbs into the room. Interior Mansion, first floor landing day. Eggsy creeps along the landing, peering into the bedroom. A huge cartel guard is coming up the stairs. Eggsy times his run perfectly, meeting the guard with a jujitsu neck hold that prevents him from making any noise. The guard struggles, trying to shake Eggsy off, but Eggsy hangs on until the guard drops to the floor unconscious. Exterior oil rig day. The oil rig is now a blazing inferno. We pull back further to reveal Roxy in a small inflatable lifeboat. She's waving her arms, passport in hand. Pulling back further still, we see a helicopter approaching. And then Interior Mansion, master bedroom day. A gorgeous woman is asleep here. Eggsy creeps towards her, holding his breath. He slips his hand under the mattress. It's unbearably tense. The woman stirs and wakes up face to face with Eggsy. Panicking, he grabs the mattress and yanks it up, tipping her to the ground.
Sorry.
The bed base is exposed. There is nothing there. The woman screams, trapped under the mattress. We can hear the thundering of many, many, many heavy footfalls, men running. And now Eggsy can see them. 4 guards running, guns drawn, and a well-dressed older man, Carlos Perez. The woman finally wriggles from underneath the mattress. Seeing the men coming, she dives back under it, taking cover. Eggsy draws his gun, but he is well and truly fucked. Interior Jack's house day. Jack wears his glasses on a call.
Think he's headed for the airport?
Exterior secret air base strip day. Merlin and Arthur wait outside, both unsolved, on the call to Jack.
It's possible. Arthur's updated MI5. Should be the boot up the arse they need. I'll keep you posted.
Don't take your eyes off him, please. Not till he's in custody.
Agreed. Aha! Here she is.
Roxy walks triumphantly towards them.
And 2 minutes to spare. Very well done, Roxy.
Indeed. Heartiest congratulations and welcome to Huntsman. Our tailors aren't accustomed to making ladies' suits, but I'm sure they'll rise to occasion.
Arthur holds out his hand and Roxy shakes it uncertainly because you sound like an asshole. Eggsy hasn't made it back, but he's okay.
We've not had any word. What's the matter? You should.
Should I be celebrating? A jet appears to be on the horizon. Merlin's watch flashes and he dons his glasses to make a call.
Yes, Control. Yes, I see it. We have an unidentified plane approaching. Looks like it's intending to land. Get clear.
The three of them begin to run as the jet bears down on them, a black Gulfstream, unbelievably loud. Running in the other direction, armed huntsman security rush out towards it. The jet lands and comes to a stop right next to them. The jet door opens. Security train their rifles. Suddenly, a bound gag. Carlos Perez is hurled from the jet. Seconds later, Eggsy emerges.
Hope you don't mind. I got Carlos. Just thought if he was going to do time, he should do it here. Learn something about the effect his trade has on the end user. Am I late?
Everyone gapes at him. Roxy runs forward, jumping over Carlos Perez to hug Eggsy. He looks at Arthur and Merlin.
I hope nicking your plane's not against the rules. It's just that you forgot to hide my passport.
Did we?
You're within the time, Eggsy.
So the tests continue.
Tonight?
Let them shower and change first.
Interior Arthur's secret base office day. Eggsy enters. Arthur is playing with Eggsy's dog.
He's very sweet. What's his name?
JB.
As in James Bond?
No, as in Jason Bourne.
Jolly good show. It pains me to admit it, Eggsy, but you've done better than I could ever have imagined.
He draws a gun and points it at Eggsy, who doesn't flinch.
Take it. Now, shoot, JB.
I like Jack Bauer better. Anyway, Eggsy tries to hide his horror. He raises his gun and aims it at his dog. The dog walks up to the barrel and licks it. Oh, that's so fucked. Oh, Eggsy lowers the gun in despair. No way he can do this. No, neither can I. From another room, we hear a gunshot.
At least the girl has some balls.
Yeah, I do. Anyway, Eggsy grabs the dog and runs from the room. Arthur just watches him go, then he picks up the phone.
Merlin, bring in Roxy in, please. And contact the agents. We'll hold her swearing in ceremony in an hour.
Interior secret base day. Eggsy gets into a Bristol car and then begins to hotwire it. His little dog watches from the passenger seat. Yeah, you better get Jack Bauer. You better fucking do it. Exterior secret base day. The Bristol speeds out of the hangar and races away. Interior Eggsy's mom's flat day. The doorbell rings. Michelle answers it to see Eggsy, his dog at his side. Michelle throws her arms around him.
Oh my God, where have you been? I've been so worried.
Now he sees her black eye, anger rising.
Where is he?
Fine, Eggsy, don't get involved. Let's make you a tea.
No, I should have never left you alone. This stops right now. Look after the dog. I'll be right back.
Exterior pub day. Dean and his gang boys are sitting outside drinking. The Bristol pulls up. To their disbelief, Eggsy opens the window.
Oi, Dean, can I have a word?
Only if you get out that pouncy car first. And only if the word is, ow, we broke my nose.
That's 5 words. But no worries. About time you hit a man instead of a bird. Tell your puppets to go inside and I'll get out of the car.
Dean nods and the boys all run inside. Seconds later, they appear at the pub window, craning for a good view.
Come on then, you little prick.
Eggsy smiles calmly and then reaches for the door handle. Bonk. Then the lock clicks shut. Eggsy tries to pull it. It won't budge. Dean looks at him, incredulous. Eggsy reacts in total dismay and puzzlement as roar! The engine starts and the car pulls away. The gang boys laugh loudly and Dean yells after him.
Chicken shit, come back when you're grown up. Bah!
Interior Bristol car day. Eggsy is seething. Nothing he does has any effect. Pedals, steering wheel, gear stick, they're all locked in place. And still, the car keeps driving. Exterior Jack's house day. The Bristol comes hurtling down Jack's Mews. Jack is standing at his front door, holding a remote control. The car stops sharply beside him.
If there was such a thing as an ejector seat, I'd be using it right now. Get out.
Interior Jack's house day. Yep, and Jack shuts the door and rounds on Eggsy.
You threw away your greatest achievement over a fucking dog. Stole one of our cars. Thanks for humiliating me.
If you think it's alright to shoot a dog just to get a fucking job, then I'm happy I humiliated you. I'm only sorry I didn't do worse.
Jack grabs Eggsy by the collar and marches him to the loo. He kicks the door open to reveal a mounted taxidermy dog, Mr. Pickles.
You're right. And the guilt never left me, but I understood the importance of following orders. And Mr. Pickle here reminds me of that every time I take a shit.
You shot your dog and had it, you sick fuck.
Shot my dog. And then I brought him home and continued to take care of him for the next 11 years until he died of pancreatitis. It was a blank, Eggsy. It was a fucking blank. Do you remember Amelia? She works at our tech department in Berlin. She's fine. Limits must be tested, but Huntsman only condones risking a life to save another.
Oh yeah? Like my dad saved yours, even though you fucked up cost his.
That hits Jack hard and his emotional dam finally breaks.
And as long as I live, I'll never forget it. Never forgive myself. Can't you see that? That all I've ever wanted is to make it right somehow. Can't you see that everything I've done is about trying to repay him by giving his son a new life? He so dearly wanted for himself.
I'm sorry. You gave me a chance, and I'll always be grateful for that. I'm going to take what you told me and try and do something good with my life. For my dad and for you. Shall I take the call back now?
They're interrupted by a signal from Jack's watch. He puts on his glasses, throws Eggsy an apologetic look.
You're joking. Where the hell were MI5? Destination. There are dozens of airports in Kansas. Do we know which one? I'm on the way. I'm sorry, I need to go. Look, I'll be back in a couple of days. Stay here till then. I'll call Merlin, and when everything's calmed down, I'll take you in and finesse things. If we're lucky, we may be able to secure you a job in admin or train you as a pilot.
Thank you. Honestly, I'll do anything. I'll be a cleaner.
Exterior Church of the Savior Day. Think the church from November Rain, only much bigger. We sweep in and we see a large sign, America's doom. Inflammatory slogans appear on smaller posters all over.
From everything I can find online, the Church of the Savior is some kind of hate group. Are you inside now?
Interior Church Day. The rally has begun. The church leader, 60s, is bellowing.
Watch the news. AIDS, floods, the blood of the innocent spilled. Yet there's those who doubt that this is the wrath of God.
The congregation cheer in agreement. Jack is here trying his best to blend in. And he puts on his glasses and scans the room.
Our filthy government condones sodomy, divorce, and abortion. And yet some still doubt that this is the work of the Antichrist.
Interior Jack's house night. Eggsy is using Jack's computer to check his Facebook, post saying, "Where the fuck are you?" etc. Suddenly, a window pops up, a live video showing what Jack is seeing, audio too.
You know, as I say, you may not be a homosexual, a Jew, a black, or whore as Congress out of wedlock.
Jax is looking around the room, now focusing on the hidden cameras. There are many. And then he looks back to the pulpit.
You may not be yourself, be a dirty foreigner, a perverted captain, or a murdering soldier.
In Interior Church Day, the church leader is getting louder.
But if you enable those who are, God hates you, and he will smite your sons and daughters, and he will rejoice in your tables.
And the crowd cheers. Jack looks around again. No Valentine. He gets up to leave. A blonde woman beside him gives him a look.
Hey, what's your problem?
Jack leans in and whispers to her as he slips past her.
I'm a Catholic whore currently enjoying Congress out of wedlock with my black Jewish boyfriend who works at a military abortion clinic. Hail Satan and have a lovely afternoon, madam.
Interior Control Winnebago Day. A trailer full of equipment. Monitors show live feed from the cameras in the church. Valentine is here with Gazelle.
Dr. Tess, quick before he leaves, wait, put your earpiece in.
Ruh-roh.
We're well out of range, 1,000 feet.
Listen, if I'm wrong about the range, I'm the one who's screwed, so I'm not taking any chances. Okay, go. Now let's just hope none of these freaks have our SIM cards.
Interior Church Day. Jack is edging down a side aisle towards the exit as the church leader continues.
And those who would threaten our First Amendment rights, I say.
Oh, well, he stops, and there is a strange high-pitched whine coming from multiple directions. He gets his phone out, and he is perplexed. In the congregation, everyone is having a similar reaction. The whine continues. A few people checking their phones, too. In the aisle, Jack staggers, feeling peculiar. The church leader tears the cross from the wall behind him, and then he locks eyes with the heavyset man in the front row and charges at him, impaling him with the cross. And a second later, all hell breaks loose and the congregation begins to viciously attack one another. Several have guns. A tall man charges at Jack. Jack draws his own gun and pistol whips the man, knocking him to the ground, but then he just keeps hitting him. He can't stop. Whatever these urges are, Jack is affected too, and then he ranges into the melee. And then Interior Jack's house day, Eggsy watches the mayhem on screen. He is dumbstruck. It's a wholesale slaughter. But Jack's trained killer status is distinctly apparent. He's cutting his way across the room, taking people down, leaving a trail of bodies behind him. And Eggsy clicks something that looks like a communication icon.
Jack, can you hear me? What are you doing? What's happening?
Interior Controlling Day, Valentine and Gazelle watch, pleased.
Bingo, nailed it. Response rate 100%.
But these guys are pretty aggressive already. God hates this. God hates that.
But they liked each other just fine. It works, damn it.
I'm just saying, if you're chosen like Buddhist or something.
The fuss that would have caused is the last thing we need to close the V-Day. Everyone thinks these guys are nuts already. It's perfect. And we even got to wipe out the huntsman.
Not yet.
Interior Church Day, Jack is choking on the church leader to death. Behind him, the woman repeatedly slams another woman's head into a pew until she is suddenly shot in the head. Jack drops the dead church leader and turns to see that he and an armed man are the last two standing. Jack draws his gun and shoots, but he's out of ammo. The man fires, misses. Now he's out of ammo too, and Jack is upon him with a silver candlestick. Wham! He goes down. It's quiet now, except for the whine. Suddenly, it stops. Coming back to his senses now, Jack surveys the scene, and he's horrified. He hears Eggsy's voice. Eggsy?
Jack, can you hear me?
They did something to me, to everyone. I've got to get out.
Exterior church day, Jack burst out into the open only to see Gazelle sprinting towards him, gun aimed. Valentine walks behind leisurely.
Drop your weapons, all of them.
Judging by the fact that he used a candlestick for his last kill, I'm thinking he's out of tricks. Am I right or am I right?
What'd you do to me? I had no control. I would never. I killed all those people. I wanted to.
Clever, isn't it? In simple terms, it's a neurological way that triggers the center of aggression and switches off inhibitors.
Transmitted through your nasty free SIM cards, I assume.
Valentine starts to laugh.
Nobody's getting like those old movies you both love. Like, I'm gonna tell you my whole plan, and I set up an absurdly convoluted way of killing you that you'd find an equally convoluted way of escaping.
Sounds good to me.
But like I said, it's a shame that we both have to grow up.
He nods to Gazelle, and Gazelle shoots Jack dead. Interior Jack's house night. Eggsy freaks out.
No!
Exterior church night. Valentine and Gazelle walk away.
I like that guy. I feel like I could have talked him around.
Not worth the risk, though.
Yeah. So let's head for home. Sound down the countdown clock. Party starts tomorrow.
Interior exterior Jack's car, Seville Road day. Jack's car screeches around the corner, races up the street. Eggsy is driving, in shock. He pulls up outside Huntsman. The shop is closed, but there's a light on upstairs. Interior Huntsman dining room night. Arthur stands at the fireplace. The decanter is on the table.
Arthur, Jack's dead. Arthur!
Galahad. Galahad is dead, hence we have all just toasted him.
And you know what that maniac is doing. How many people around the world have those SIM cards? If they all go homicidal at the same time, it's masses.
Indeed, and thanks to Galahad's recording, we have Valentine's confession. The intelligence has been turned over to the relevant authorities. Our work is a complete and most distinguished legacy for our fallen friend. It is too.
That's it.
Sit down, boy. See this? It's an 1815 Neapolitic brandy. It's the only drunk we lose a huntsman. Galahad was fond of you, and on this occasion, I feel it's acceptable to bend the rules. Join me in a toast.
Eggsy takes a snifter. They both sit and then raise their glasses. Arthur downs the brandy in one, and Eggsy does the same.
Jack told me you don't like breaking the rules, Arthur. Why now?
Eggsy stares at the mantle over the fireplace. Tucked behind the vase is an earpiece. Arthur follows his gaze and smiles.
Why now, Arthur? Why now?
Eggsy stares at the mantle over the fireplace. Earpiece.
Why
Tell me
now?
more, Arthur.
Arthur,
Are you jolly good?
why now?
You really are jolly good, Eggsy. Perhaps I'll make you my proposal for a Galahad position, if we can see eye to eye on certain political matters.
He places a pen on the desk.
Can you guess what this might be?
Yeah. Jack showed me when we went shopping. Activates the poison that was clearly in my suspiciously unsmooth brandy. I'll be dead 10 seconds after you click it.
Oh, bravo.
Valentine, Jack. So you let Jack go to his.
I know Jack too well. Accused me of being closed-minded, but he's an intractable brother himself, and a sentimental one. I elected not to even try. His dissent would have pulled us all at risk.
Eggsy eyes
But you- but you-
Arthur's hand on the pen.
But you think I might agree to turn a blind eye to Valentine wiping out how many people? Millions? You haven't told the authorities at all, have?
Arthur cocks his head and smiles, and Eggsy is correct.
They're all on board, grateful to Valentine for solving the issues that they promised they could fix, but deep down knew they could not. Once he explained, I understood.
Interior Huntsman pattern room. Flashback day. Valentine is pitching his ethos to Arthur. He comes over as fiercely intelligent, reasonable, and charismatic.
Earth is a self-regulating system, but anthropogenic forcing has interfered by changing the external boundary conditions. Man's agriculture and industry has altered and depleted 40% of the planet's surface. Human body is another self-regulating system. When a virus interferes with its functions, either the virus is destroyed or the host is destroyed. Either way, the virus dies. Mankind needs that virus. Population growth is out of control. Even take climate change from the equation. The point of no return passed a long time ago. Fact is, we're only 60 years away from running out of space to grow enough food to sustain the horde of ours. 50 years from having depleted the seas of all edible seafood. Whether we starve ourselves to extinction of our carbon emissions, raise temperature to uninhabitable levels first, the outcome is the same. The virus dies.
Interior Huntsman dining room, present day. Arthur has just finished recounting this to Eggsy.
So Valentine proposed to take care of the population problem himself.
If nobody does, nature will do it for us. Sometimes a culling is the only way to ensure survival. History will come to regard Valentine as a man who saved humanity from extinction.
And he's picking and choosing who gets cold, is it? All his rich mates, they get to live, and all the people he rates as clever or talented, he's keeping them safe, whether they agree with him or not.
And you, Eggsy, in Jack's honor, I'm inviting you. A new world will rise from the ashes. Oh, lost my string. Okay. New world will rise from the ashes, and you can be part of it. Time to make your decision.
I'd rather be with Jack, thanks.
So be it.
Arthur clicks the pen and nothing happens.
The problem with us common types is that we're light-fingered.
Arthur starts to retch.
Huntsman's taught me a lot, but sleight of hand.
Do you have that down already? Because Arthur collapses. Eggsy grabs the earpiece from Arthur's ear and the phone from his pocket. On the phone, a countdown clock. 08, 42, 59, seconds ticking. Interior secret base hangar night. Eggsy has his hands up. Roxy has a gun on him while Merlin examines Arthur's phone and earpiece.
Okay, Lancelot, put it down. It's verified.
Roxy lowers the gun. Eggsy lowers his hands.
Arthur's phone is receiving update texts about getting to safety. There's not a lot of time.
Uh-oh. Did we lose our Eggsy?
Yeah, I saw him freeze and then he vanished.
He vanished.
What are you gonna do?
God knows who's in Valentine's pocket and who's not. We have no choice but to deal with this ourselves.
Do you mean me as well?
Merlin glances at the clock and then back at Eggsy, indicating an odd-looking retro exoskeleton contraption on a shelf.
Load that into the plane.
Where are we going?
Valentine's base. He's sent the coordinates in a group text, inviting his chosen people to join him there if they don't have a safe retreat of their own.
Exterior Valentine's Mountain Base, night. We follow a private jet flying towards a huge mountain. Inside, the pilot looks nervous. It looks as if he is about to crash into the rock face, but it's a projection. The jet flies straight towards and through. Interior Valentine's Base, night. The jet lands. Smartly dressed greeters wearing earpieces walk over to welcome the newcomers. Interior control room, night. Banks of technical equipment in here. On a monitor, a live feed of a landing strip, the pilot, passengers, and greeters. Valentine is in here with Gazelle.
How many people are we expecting?
Not many. Most have their own bunkers. I figure we're just getting the really nervous ones.
Interior Huntsman jet, sunrise. Oy. Merlin is in scientific mode, dissecting the inner workings of the phone and headset as Roxy and Eggsy watch.
It seems the earpiece can emit some kind of counter signal to ensure the wearer is unaffected by the waves from the SIM cards.
The ones that turn everyone into a psycho killer?
Quite. Presumably, it's just a precaution. And as I suspected, it can also superheat the wearer's soft tissue in the event that they blab to the wrong people.
How does this help us right now?
It doesn't. I'm just tinkering while I wait for the phone to reverse locate the most accessible satellites in Valentine's chain.
So we take out the satellites.
We'll only have time to take out one, but that'll break the chain and stop the signal, and you'll have dealt with Valentine before he can do anything about it.
Wait, how do we take out a satellite?
A red light starts to flash, and then Merlin interrupts.
Got it. Brace yourself for landing.
Through the plane window, all Eggsy can see is a deserted road in the middle of nowhere. They're landing on it. Exterior deserted road, sunrise. Eggsy and Roxy disembark, confused and apprehensive. Merlin follows, carrying the odd exoskeleton that Eggsy retrieved.
Lancelot put this on.
What is it?
It was developed as part of Reagan's Star Wars project, but ultimately rejected. It's quite basic, but it should still work.
Roxy reluctantly gets in. Merlin operates some valves, a hiss of gases. A huge metallic balloon starts to inflate.
When you reach the edge of the atmosphere, the balloons will implode, so you'll need to deploy your missile just before that.
The edge of the atmosphere?
After you've deployed, you'll need a release for your descent, fast.
Roxy starts rising, balloons near full, and Eggsy grabs her hand.
You can do this.
She smiles gratefully and nods, and he lets go, and then Roxy lifts off.
Stop gaping, Eggsy. Time is not our friend. Go and get ready.
Interior Huntsman jet day. Merlin throws Eggsy a suit bag. Eggsy looks inside, is moved.
The clothes Jack bought me.
You're getting in on Arthur's invitation. You need to blend in.
And once we're inside?
No, once you're inside, I need you to connect me to the mainframe.
Exterior sky day. Roxy is getting higher and higher, not enjoying it at all. Suddenly, there is a voice on her comms.
Rox, it's me. How's the view?
Hideous. Interior Huntsman day. Eggsy stands at a mirror, wearing the huntsman glasses to communicate, doing up his tie. He looks good.
I never got a chance to say, Huntsmen are lucky to have you. I'm glad you became Lancelot.
Wish I could say the same now.
You're doing great. Not much further to go. You're up next, Eggsy. Valentine's base is in that mountain. Don't worry, that's just a cloaking device over the entrance. Smoke and mirrors.
Shadows fill the plane as they swoop inside the mountain. Exterior sky day. Roxy tries to sound cheerful. Good luck. Interior Valentine's Base day. The Huntsman jet has landed. Eggsy and the Huntsman pilot and co-pilot get out and are met by the eager greeters. Eager beaters. Eggsy hands his phone over to one of them. She taps the keypad to check something on it and then hands it back to him.
Follow me, sir, and your pilots are most welcome to make themselves at home in the staff refectory.
One greeter ushers the pilots away to a security scanner as the first greeter walks Eggsy to another security guard.
Oh, just a formality. I'm sure you've adhered to our no weapons policy. I do apologize for the inconvenience.
Eggsy passes through the scanner. The greeter leads Eggsy to the waiting mini-moke. They get in and drive off. Interior Valentine's HQ lobby day. They drive into a vast lobby. It looks like the lobby of a five-star hotel. Numerous members of the elite are gathered here. Eggsy gets out and strolls through the room, doing a great job of looking like he belongs. He passes a sumptuous buffet. He's eyeing a carving knife on it when a butler approaches.
Would sir like a drink?
Delmore, whiskey, no ice, and a splash of room temperature water.
The butler looks impressed. Eggsy walks off and continues to subtly scoop out the room. And finally, he spots a Texas oil baron sitting alone on the couch using a laptop, and Eggsy makes a beeline, taking a seat beside him. The butler serves Eggsy his drink. Eggsy nods his thanks, takes a sip. Then he raises his glass and toasts to the Texan.
Society is dead. Long live society. Am I right?
Amen to that. My oil won't be worth shit, but I'll be king of Texas. Bobby Getty.
The Texan offers his hand. Merlin comes on to Eggsy's comms.
Stop fucking about.
Interior Sky Day. Roxy scans her head-up display. Got a fix on the satellite. Interior Valentine's HQ lobby day. Eggsy shakes his hand with the Texan.
Edmund Knight, King of Norfolk, in the not-so-United Kingdom.
They both laugh. Eggsy indicates the man's laptop.
How do you get online? I couldn't.
Yeah, Wi-Fi is down for security. Valentine's my nephew. Let me one of his. Private network, I guess.
Do you need a light?
What? I ain't got a cigarette.
Eggsy shoots him with a dart from his lighter, and he snatches the laptop from the slumped Texan, quickly inserts a dongle. Eggsy gets up, and he's floored by a punch. He looks up to see Charlie. Charlie leans down, talks low. The carving knife we saw pressed to Eggsy's throat.
There's no way anyone would want a low life and you be part of the new world. So I'm sure you cheated your way to becoming a huntsman.
Hey, what are you doing here?
My family was invited, obviously. Not so fast.
Charlie reaches into Eggsy's pocket and pulls out a bottle of aftershave. He smirks, relieved and amused.
Hoping to mask a stench, were you? You'll need this even more when you're rot in jail.
Eggsy wriggles away, squeezes his cufflinks, and boom, the bottle explodes in Charlie's hand. Guests run and guards run over. The time for blending in has passed. Eggsy slips the laptop behind the couch and runs too. In the chaos, he manages to lose his pursuers. At the edge of the room, he slips through the service door, an interior service tunnel door. Eggsy runs down the tunnel. Merlin is here.
I'm in. Give me a second.
Exterior Sky Day. The quality of light is getting very weird up here. Eggsy, I'm scared. Listen, if I don't survive the fall. Interior service tunnel day. Eggsy talks to her as he runs.
Don't even start. You'll do great, girl. Just remember, if you go into a flat spin, relax all your muscles and figure out which way's up before you correct. And if you can't, assume delta position.
Exterior edge of the atmosphere day. It's crunch time. You're a good friend, Eggsy.
Good luck, Lancelot. Fire in 3, 2, 1, go.
Roxy fires her missiles.
And release now.
Roxy pulls the release and then begins plummet. Interior service tunnel day. Eggsy sprints down the tunnels. He stops at a door, pulls it open, only to be confronted by a guard. The guard lunges for him, and then they begin to fight. Exterior Sky Day. Roxy begins to spin as she falls, and her spin gets faster. Flat spin! Interior service tunnel day. As the punch up between Eggsy and the guard continues, he shouts out encouragement and guidance to Roxy.
Relax, arms, legs, spine, let it all go loose. Know your direction.
No, I'm gonna black out my head. Interior service tunnel day. Eggsy slams the guard against the wall.
Roxy, delta position, quick.
He throws a right hook and the guard is out cold, but now more guards are running towards him.
Roxy,
Eggsy runs in through the doorway and then slams the door shut just in time. The guards try to end there, but Eggsy's locked it. Exterior sky day. Roxy's eyes are beginning to roll back in her head as she loses consciousness. She's spinning back even faster as before. Delta.
Delta.
Oh, I mean all of them. Everybody's saying Delta. With all of her remaining will, Roxy gets her legs straight and 30 degrees apart, arms back, her spin slows. I'm sorry. She blinks back to her full awareness, finally righting herself. And then she opens her parachute. Seconds later, the satellite explodes. Interior Huntsman Jet Day. Merlin, his computer before him, punches the air.
Yes.
Exterior Sky Day. Relief floods Roxy's face as she slowly descends. Exit. Interior security lock day. Behind Eggsy, the guards bang to get in. In front of him is another door. Buttons beside it. Eggsy bunches them.
Well done, Rox. Nice work. Merlin, how the fuck do I get out of here?
I'm working on that door. Wait. Once you're through, you'll pass through some kind of cell block.
The door behind him is starting to come off its hinges. Just in time, the door in front of him clicks open. Interior main control room day. Valentine is at a bank of screens showing various satellites. Gazelle approaches and whispers to him.
Well, just hold whoever the fuck is there. It's not like he can do anything from the prison sector. Did you see this, by the way?
On one screen, bits of destroyed satellite float peacefully.
Bunch of amateurs just took out Google Earth.
Any more missiles that we know of?
No, but I'm not taking the risk. Bring the countdown forward too. Let's see. You know what? Fuck it. If people are someplace safe by now, they must live like living dangerously. Signal is go in 5 minutes.
Gazelle nods and takes a seat at another console. Interior Huntsman Jet Day. Merlin looks at his screen.
Oh shit. Wrong satellite.
Interior prison block entrance. Various prison guards lie unconscious in Eggsy's wake. Hearing author's phone vibrate, Eggsy gets it out. The phone screen reads 4 minutes, 49 seconds, time ticking down.
Merlin, you seen this?
Interior country mansion, banquet hall night. A group of old white men in suits leap up from a table.
I can't shut down the server remotely in this little time. You'll have to do it manually.
Interior emergency stairs night. A group of suited politicians run down the stairs.
The prison cells are in front of you. I'm opening them.
Interior panic room day. 4 snooty looking women barricade themselves in.
Who's in the cells?
Interior David Beckham's car day. David Beckham looks at his phone, then he accelerates hard.
I don't know, but you've got to get them to help you.
Interior prison block day. Eggsy stands at the beginning of the row of cells.
Help me do what?
Suddenly there's a sympathy of clunks. Locks unlocking rather. Interior Huntsman Jet day. Merlin clicks away furiously on his computer.
Get back into that tunnel.
Interior prison block day. We track along the row of open cells to reveal, emerging from inside, Elton John, Jamie Oliver, Usain Bolt, and Lady Gaga. Interior control room day. Valentine screams at Gazelle.
Shit! Freeze the cell override.
Interior Huntsman Jet Day. Merlin pounds a key and then smacks his forehead in frustration.
Damn, I can't open anymore. You got enough people.
Well, interior cell block day. Eggsy stares bemused at Elton, Jamie, Usain, and Gaga.
Who's in the mood of saving the world? I need to get past the gods to Valentine's control room. Anyone? Anyone saving the world? Saving the
Well,
world?
they gave me some stuff to cook with. Wait, I'll get the knives.
Well, he sprints back to the cell, damn it, and then Eggsy travels to Usain.
You and Jamie stick with me. You two create a diversion.
Fuck you.
Hey, I just bloody let you out.
Quit a fucking distraction. Check it out, bastard.
Right, fine. Look, you do what you want. Come on.
The group starts to move swiftly towards the door at the end of the hall, and Jamie catches up to them, armed with his knives. As they pass the remaining locked cells on the other side, other still trapped celebrities yell words of encouragement. Fucking kill him!
Good luck, everybody.
I'm gonna deal
Interior.
with this myself.
Thank you.
I guess we should have more security.
As Gazelle leaves, Valentine flicks a switch and an insanely reinforced door slams down. No one is getting through that. Interior Huntsman Jet Day. Merlin looks anxiously at his computer.
Valentine's shut his security door. We've got to figure out a way in. We've got 2 minutes.
Interior prison block entrance day. Eggsy moves fast towards the door, followed by the others.
Rox, I need a favor. I'm sending you my mom's number. Please warn her, just in case. Tell her to lock herself away from the baby.
Exterior deserted highway day. Roxy has now landed, happy to be back on terra firma. I'll do it right now. Good luck. Interior Huntsman Jet Day. Merlin studies the map on his monitor.
There's a fuse box in the tunnel. You can disable the security door.
Interior security lock day. Eggsy and the others stand on the other side of the door. We can hear the security guards on the other side trying to get in.
There are a lot of guards, okay? Here's what we're going to do. Me, Jamie, and Elton engage them. We're going to fight our way to the control room. Gaga, don't fight if you don't want to.
Oh, I'll fight. Don't worry.
Eggsy hands his glasses to Usain Bolt.
Usain, put these on. You'll hear my colleague through them. Follows directions and run like the wind. Usain is handling the fuse box. Got that, Marlon? Merlin?
Roger that. Can you hear me, Usain?
Loud and clear.
Everybody ready?
Everyone nods. Eggsy opens the door. Interior service tunnel day. 4 armed guards are here now, and all hell breaks loose. Eggsy wrestles the first guard. Bullets spray all over. Man, thank God for Eggsy's Kevlar. The guard yells to his cohorts.
Don't shoot the celebrities. Valentine will kill you.
Usain breaks away and begins to run as Elton, Jamie, and Gaga, Radio Gaga, attack the other guards. And then Jamie is terrifyingly fast with all of his knives. The second guard loses several fingers. Ouch. Elton is a revelation. Yes, he is a shockingly dirty fighter, fighting and clawing as he wrestles his third guard to the ground. And then Lady Gaga kicks the fourth guard in the balls, but then he just picks her up and carries her back towards the cells until Eggsy angles the first guard's gun and then shoots the fourth guard. He falls heavily on Gaga, and then she tries to get out from under him, and she just seems injured. I'm sorry. Interior bend in the tunnel day. Usain rounds a bend in the fork to see fork in the tunnel is ahead of him.
Take the right.
Interior control room day. Valentine surveys the security camera output. Usain running.
Gazelle, he's in service tunnel deep. He's going for the fuse box. Run.
Interior bend in the tunnel day. Gazelle bounds into view. He can see Usain ahead of him. He puts on a burst of speed as he runs for the right fork.
I see him.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Interior service tunnel day. Eggsy succeeds in knocking out the first guard with the butt of his own gun and then races to help Jamie, who is now being disarmed by the second guard. The guard who pushes Jamie away, and then he smacks back against a wall, hitting his head, and then he crumples to the ground out cold. The second guard, now missing several fingers, struggled to get a grip on his gun, his eyes on Eggsy. Interior tunnel fork day. The best race we have ever seen is taking place as Gazelle closes in on Usain.
Keep going. Door on your left.
Usain puts on a spurt of speed and then finally reaches the fuse box room, and then he reaches in and runs in and slams the door in Gazelle's face. Gazelle rattles the handle, furious. It's now locked. Interior service tunnel day. The second guard, his trigger control sorely lacking now, is firing wildly at Eggsy, and still, boom, he's shot by Gaga. still on the ground, unable to get up, but now armed with the late fourth guard's gun. Smack! Elton headbutts the third guard, putting him down. Eggsy examines the guns while Elton frees Gaga. She winces.
Nope. Better leave me here.
All out of ammo.
Eggsy moves off the tunnel fast, followed by Elton.
How'd you learn to fight like that?
Trail my bodyguards in watching Dynasty.
But now Eggsy is distracted. As he walks, he pulls out his phone. The countdown clock says 19 seconds. Interior Huntsman Jet Day. Merlin has the same countdown as a window on his screen.
Hussein, do you see it?
Interior Fuse Box Room Day. More cupboard than room beside Hussein. Behind Hussein. Hussein. One of Gazelle's blades stabs through the door like a sword, just missing him.
Do not marked.
Then turn them all off.
Interior New Corridor Day. Eggsy and Elton make a beeline for a heavy security door. It's locked. Suddenly, a light goes out. Eggsy tries again.
We're here, still locked.
Interior Fuse Box Day. Hussein shuts off switches, trying to avoid the blade that is now punching repeatedly through different points in the door.
I'm trying.
Interior Control Room Corridor Day. There's a funk from the security door. It's unlocked. Eggsy and Elton grab it, struggling to pull it up manually.
9 seconds. Hussein, you did it.
Interior Fuse Box Room Day. Hussein punches the air.
Woo!
Unthinkingly, he steps back and one of Gazelle's blades comes straight through the door and straight through him. Interior Control Room Day. Valentine watches calmly as a heavy security door rises. A computerized voice is now doing a countdown. 3. Eggsy slides under the door. His eyes meet Valentine's. 2.
Hey, valet boy, just in time to witness the birth of new work.
1. Eggsy's eyes widen as a bank of monitors come to life. Images from all around the world show riots breaking out. Interior Newsroom Day. An old male news anchor rises up from his chair. His name is probably Tucker Carlson, and a mad look in his eye. A weather girl rushes into view and then loops the cable from her clicker around his neck, starts choking him. Exterior Thai Market Day. People attack each other. Exterior Eiffel Tower. Tourists attack each other. Exterior, an American gun show. Yeah, everyone's probably attacking each other. Interior photo shoot. The Kardashians. Oh my God, they're my neighbors. Probably Miley Cyrus. Also film crew. They're scrapping violently. Interior pub. Dean, the gang boys, Ryan and Jamal. They're all in deadly pursuit of each other. Interior, Eggsy's mom's flat. Eggsy's mom looks crazed as she tries to break down a door, trying to kill her baby in the bathroom. Rude. Interior Control Room Day. Eggsy rushes Valentine, begins punching him.
How do I turn it off?
You don't. Override is voice activated, my voice, and can detect if I'm under duress.
Eggsy drops Valentine and runs to the desk, desperate.
He's right. I can't override it.
Interior Tunnel Day. Gazelle is running up the tunnel. Interior Valentine's HQ Lobby Day. Texan lies asleep, oblivious. The rest of the elite are watching the monitors here and celebrating. Interior Country Mansion Cellar Night. The old white men we saw before it watch a small TV and they are cheering. Rude. Interior Nuclear Bunker. The suited politicians celebrate. Interior Panic Room Day. The snooty women hug while on a TV people kill one another. Interior David Beckham's car/desert highway day. David Beckham drives on a deserted road, radio on.
Worldwide reports of violence on an unprecedented scale. You can't come here. What are I'm gonna kill you. Fucking kill you.
Now there's scuffling and sounds of a fight. Beckham smiles. Interior Control Room Day. Eggsy's eyes light up. He's got an idea.
Merlin. Remember Swanson. Valentine, you want to save your chosen few, you better turn off the SIM cards. Merlin, now, do it.
A window pops onto Valentine's monitor. Text reads security breach measures. Yes, no. The yes box turns red.
No.
He rushes to the computer. Enter Huntsman Jet Day. On Merlin's screen, text reads select all. He clicks. Enter Eggsy's mom's flat day. Eggsy's sister stands in her cot, screaming. Suddenly, the door splinters. Oh no. In the Shining style, here's Michelle. Interior control room day. And text on the monitor says, are you sure you want to select all? Yes, no. And the yes box turns red.
Okay.
Valentine rushes over, smacks his palm on a biometric reader.
Richmond Valentine, override code 3299.
Login accepted. Confirm that you wish to turn off signal to Sims.
Yes.
Interior newsroom day. The homicidal weather girl drops the news anchor. Exterior Thai market day. Everyone in the market who was left standing stops fighting. Exterior Eiffel Tower. The tourists stop fighting and they hug one another. Exterior, an American gun show. Everyone at the gun show is dead except one old man, and he drops his gun and he's confused. Exterior photo shoot day. Kardashians and their film crew stop fighting. No, they don't. Interior pub day. A lot of casualties are in the pub. The survivors stop fighting and they try to help one another. Interior, Eggsy's mom's flat day. Michelle suddenly comes to her senses. She climbs through the smashed door, grabs her baby from the cot, and hugs her tight. Interior control room day. Valentine looks urgently to Eggsy.
I turned off mine. You turn off yours.
Eggsy, I think it's too late.
Interior Valentine's HQ lobby day. The elite guests are gathered around the monitors, confused. From one bloodied TV reporter is reporting breathlessly.
No idea what just happened, but it seems to be over.
Tchaikovsky's 1912 overture begins to play aid, and then the guest head begins to explode. Beep, 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 beep. Interior exterior head exploding montage day. Around the world, the heads of Valentines have chosen to blow up. The old white man, the suited politicians, the snooty looking women, David Beckham, everyone in Valentine's lobby. Basically everyone who grew up in Calabasas. Interior control room day. On the security camera monitors, Valentine can see what's happening in the lobby and he is livid.
Fuck you.
He places his hand back on the biometric reader and Eggsy shoves it away and they struggle. Valentine trying to reach it. Interior control room corridor day. Outside the control room, Elton John is valiantly fighting Gazelle, trying to stop him from getting in. But Gazelle flings Elton aside and slips under the gap in the door. Interior control room day. Gazelle runs at Eggsy. An incredible fight ensues, and Valentine runs to the controls and he puts his hand on the reader.
Richmond Valentine, code 1010. Cancel override. Restart Sims.
Eggsy and Gazelle's fight grows ever more intense. Stress detected. Please repeat. We intercut between the epic fight and Valentine's repeated and increasingly desperate attempts to enter the system. Login accepted. Confirm that you wish to start a signal to Sims. Finally, Eggsy kills Gazelle. Yeah, bitch. He's never going to be able to reach Valentine in time to stop him from speaking. Eggsy pulls off one of the Gazelle's blades and throws it.
Yeah.
The blade comes sailing through the air and impales Valentine. He lets out a gurgling death rattle. Stress detected. Please repeat. Eggsy reacts. Total relief. It's over. Exterior, isolated highway day. Roxy is sitting by the side of a deserted highway and the Huntsman jet lands right beside her. Interior Huntsman jet day. Roxy climbs aboard. Eggsy and Merlin are waiting for her.
Welcome back, Lancelot.
Thank you, Merlin.
Actually, it's Arthur now. I'm honored to report that our fellow huntsman voted for me to take over.
Congratulations.
In other good news, it would appear that none of their heads blew up. The organization is clean. And now Lancelot is with us. I shall conduct my first order of official business. Eggsy, I'd like you to be our new Galahad.
He holds out his new hand, or holds out his hand, not new hand, sorry. Eggsy shakes it and he's overjoyed.
Welcome to Huntsman.
Foxy throws her arms around Eggsy and hugs him. Exterior Jack's house day. Jack's Muse house. Under a caption 2 weeks later. Interior Jack's house day. A framed tabloid headline reads, "The Spy Who Saved the World." Besides it is a nice photo of Jack. Excuse me. We pull back to see it is hanging on the wall, being looked at by Michelle. Eggsy holds his sister. JB is the dog nearby.
Did you really do it single-handed?
Must have. Sure, the papers are reliable sources of information.
Eggsy smiles a private little smile to himself.
What an amazing bloke. Getting you a job in a tailor's, leaving you in this place. Like you was our guardian angel.
Eggsy nods. That part, at least, is true. The doorbell rings. Eggsy hands his sister to Michelle.
I'll get him, Mom.
Interior Jack's entrance all day. Eggsy answers the door to see Dean. Dean reacts in shocks at seeing Eggsy looking so good.
Dean, what a pleasant surprise. Time for those 5 words.
And with that, Eggsy punches him hard. He goes down.
Ah, you broke my nose.
Yep, those are the ones.
Dean gets up and he moves to throw a punch when suddenly his eyes close and he crumples to the ground again. In Eggsy's hand, Jack's lighter. Eggsy puts on his glasses.
Control, this is Galahad. There's a huge turd on my doorstep that needs cleaning up before me and my mom take the dog for a walk. Cheers, bruv. Over and out.
Eggsy smiles, the door slams shut, and we fade to black. Post-credits, extra scene, exterior Columbia Day. Much as Eggsy did before, Dean wakes up in the street, naked and utterly confused. The Colombian cop we met earlier approaches him with a smile, and then his handcuffs are at the ready.
Hola, been expecting you. A little friend of mine tells me you work in the drug trade.
And off Dean's horrified reaction, we're gone.
Woo! Oh my gosh. Hell yes. All right. Thank you all for watching. Have a good night. Until next time.